Your station for live Sheridan County sports is 1410 KWYO Sheridan.
This is Cheston Feaster with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening. Welcome to semifinal night here at the Wyoming High School football playoffs, where tonight your undefeated and number one ranked Sheridan Broncs will be playing in their 18th consecutive state semifinal game. The streak started back in 2008, and the Broncs have been playing this late into the year ever since. That's right, 18 consecutive years playing in the state semifinals. That's quite a thing for the Broncs. The drive for 5 straight titles starts tonight. They'll get tested by a very good Cheyenne Central squad that will be back at full strength when they visit Homer Scott Field tonight. The Broncs, winners of 53 consecutive games, rolled to a 34-15 win over Kelly Walsh in the quarterfinal matchup last Friday. The offense got back on track last week as they scored on several big plays, but costly penalties kept the game closer than expected. The Broncs had 2 long touchdowns called back on penalties. They will have to clean up all that tonight to advance to next week's state championship game in Laramie. As for Cheyenne Central, they advanced to tonight's game with a 17-16 win over Natrona County in their quarterfinal matchup last Friday. Central blocked an extra point in overtime to get the 1-point win. The 6-4 Indians believe they are playing their best football of the year right now and will come in with a confident squad. They are looking to advance to their first state championship game since 2009. Coming up on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will take a look at how these two teams match up offensively and defensively. We will hear from Kevin Coyle. He will have this week's history report. We will run down all of the state semifinal matchups in all 5 classifications, and we will hear from head coach Jeff Maury as he sits down and visits with us about tonight's matchup. All that and more coming your way right here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
Does the housing market cool down when the temperatures drop? Not at all. Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team at Best, and while others are sipping pumpkin spice lattes or peppermint mochas and dreaming of spring, smart buyers and sellers are making their best moves. Fewer listings means less competition. Serious buyers and sellers are ready to deal. Plus, homes look their coziest in fall and winter. Don't let the season fool you. Whether you're buying or selling, the best time is right now. Call us at 675-BEST or visit bestwy.net today.
Range is giving thanks to local businesses that make living here the best. This year, we thank the Sheridan County YMCA, the Hub on Smith, Teriyaki Madness, Java Moon, and the Sheridan Seed Company for all they do. Range is donating to organizations chosen by these businesses to help spread joy and thanks this season. Live your West life. That's the motivation for everything we do at Range. Learn more at range.net/gives-thanks.
We all know what number 1 and number 2 are, but have you ever gone number 3? Well, if you have and you now need someone to come and fix your plumbing, there's only one call to make. A+ Plumbing has seen and dealt with it all over the years, and they will not judge you. Give them a call at 672-9454 and let them take care of your number 3. After all, they are number 1 in the number 2 business. A+ Plumbers, 672-9454.
Mossholders Design Center is running its final dining room sale of the year. That means you can save on all in-stock dining room furniture and have a brand new look in time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mossholders also has a large in-stock selection of bar stools, so you can add seating for all your guests this holiday season. Even if you can't find your perfect set in-store, Mossholders is discounting all special orders too, so you can order the style that best fits your home. Shop early for the best in-stock selection and have it in time for the holidays. That's Mossholders Dining Sale going on now. Mossholders, furniture is our passion.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show. I'm Shane Parker. As the Broncs get ready to take on Cheyenne Central tonight, let's take a look at how these two match up on paper. The Broncs come into tonight's game with the third-ranked 4A offense, averaging 320 yards of offense per game, 187 yards on the ground, and 134 through passing. Cheyenne Central, they have the fifth-ranked offense as they average 284 yards a game, 170 of that on the ground. As for the defense, the Broncs have the 4th-ranked defense in 4A, but they rank number 1 against the run, giving up just 103 yards per game on the ground. The Broncs do rank last in 4A football in passing defense, though, giving up 156 yards per game through the air. Cheyenne Central has the 3rd-ranked defense, giving up 257 yards per game, where Sheridan averages 34 points a game on offense and gives up a 4A best just 12.6 points per game, while Cheyenne Central averages 26 points per game and gives up 16.6 points per game. This should be a great battle tonight here on the turf at Homer Scott Field. When we return to the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will hear from Kevin Coyle as he runs down tonight's Sheridan County football history report. We will also hear from head coach Jeff Maury. He will tell us how the Broncs will try to improve on their penalties in tonight's game as they get ready to take on the Cheyenne Central Indians. We will also take a look at all of the state semifinal matchups in all classifications when we return right here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Loans can help people when they need money. Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union makes loans. So does that mean Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union helps people? You bet it does. That's what it's all about. When you're a credit union member, that means you're also an owner. And practically anyone in the Sheridan area can be a member by becoming a customer. At Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union, located at 141 South Gould, member NCUA, equal housing lender.
Get ready to hit the court. Sheridan, Buffalo, Casper, Gillette, Montana, and South Dakota. It's time for the Sheridan Rec District's annual region-wide winter shootout basketball tournament for 5th through 8th grade boys and 5th and 6th grade girls, with every team guaranteed 3 games. Games tip off December 12th through the 14th in Sheridan. Entry is $250 per team. Sign up at tourneymachine.com or find out more under the events tab at sheridanrecreation.com. Deadline to register is November 28th.
Looking to jumpstart a high-paying career without a 4-year degree? At Sheridan College, their career and technical education programs offer hands-on training in everything from welding and agriculture to healthcare and advanced manufacturing. Get real-world experience, learn from industry pros, and graduate ready to join the workforce. With small class sizes, one-on-one faculty support, and scholarships, Sheridan College sets you up for success. Visit sheridan.edu/tech to explore programs, request info, and apply today. Sheridan College, your career starts here.
Introducing Transfer the Cents from Security State Bank, the easiest way to save without thinking about it. Every time you use your debit card, we round up your purchase to the nearest dollar and move the change into an account of your choosing, free of charge. It's automatic, effortless, and adds up fast. Start saving with every swipe. Ask about Transfer the Cents today. Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
For Sheridan Media Sports, I'm Kevin Coyle with your Sheridan County High School football history report for the semifinals of 2025. Information courtesy Wyoming-football.com. For Cheyenne Central at Sheridan, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Sheridan won the first meeting between the two teams in 1912, while Cheyenne Central picked up their first win in 1936. Sheridan leads the series 53-27 with one tie, including the postseason, and has won the last 7 meetings, 19 of the last 20, and 22 of the last 24. This includes the win earlier this season. In the postseason, Sheridan leads 8-0, including a 5-0 record at Sheridan. The two teams last met in the postseason in the 2022 semifinals. As far as games at Sheridan go, Sheridan leads 32-12 with one tie. Sheridan's longest win streak versus Cheyenne Central is 12 from 2011 to 2019, while Cheyenne Central's longest win streak versus Sheridan is 5 from 1976 to 1980, and from 2000 to 2007, no games played from 2003 to 2005. Sheridan has shut out Cheyenne Central 7 times, the last coming last year, while Cheyenne Central has shut out Sheridan 3 times, the last in 1980. Sheridan's largest margin of victory versus Cheyenne Central is 47 in 2017, 54-7, while Cheyenne Central's largest margin of victory versus Sheridan is 54 in 1979, 64-10. The most points that Sheridan has scored in a game versus Cheyenne Central is 66 in 2015, 66-21, while the most points that Cheyenne Central has scored in a game versus Sheridan is 65 in 2000, 65-35. The two teams have gone to overtime once versus each other in 1999, with Sheridan winning 37-34 at Sheridan. With your Sheridan County High School Football History Report, I'm Kevin Coyle for Sheridan Media Sports.
It's Wyoming. 1 minute you're melting like ice cream in August, the next you're colder than an ice fisherman's backside in January, and your dog's stolen all the blankets. Luckily, Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning has your backside. Carl knows Wyoming weather better than anyone. Then he'll keep your home comfy whether Brutus gives back those blankets or not. Call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning today or find us in the Country Bounty Business Directory. Carl, making homes comfortable no matter how moody Wyoming weather gets.
Doug, I finally found the perfect gift that doesn't come in the wrong size.
Let me guess. Detailing gift certificates from Waring Chevrolet Detail Shop?
Yeah, no batteries, no assembly required. Makes their car look brand new.
It's the gift that says I care, and also your car smells weird.
Buy a gift certificate, wrap it up, and boom, holiday hero.
That's us, Waring Chevrolet, making cars shine brighter than your Christmas tree.
The Waring Chevrolet Detail Shop, open now, 409 Broadway in Sheridan.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Thanks to Kevin Coyle for giving us the history report on tonight's matchup here at Homer Scott Field. The Bronx and the Indians are on the field getting ready for tonight's matchup. Let's take a look at all the semifinal matchups that are going on today in the Cowboy State. In Class 1A 6-man, it's Hewlett at Snake River and Encampment at Burlington in the semifinals. In Class 1A 9-man, Lingle Fort Laramie at Pine Bluffs, and Rocky Mountain will play at Graybull. In Class 2A, Lovell at Mountain View, and Thermopolis played at Bighorn earlier this afternoon. In Class 3A, Lander at Star Valley, and Cody will travel to play at Riverton. And here in Class 4A, it's Cheyenne Central playing right here at number 1 Sheridan, and Cheyenne East will travel to play at Campbell County. That is a look at the state playoff games for tonight. Coming up here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will hear from head coach Jeff Maury on what he thinks about tonight's matchup and how the Bronx need to cut down on those penalties to have success tonight. We will have that for you right after this. You're listening to the pregame show, First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Leaves crunching, kettles whistling, football helmets colliding, families chattering, the sounds of fall. Hearing loss can be a subtle thief, taking away these precious sounds and others that make our lives so rich. If you think you or a loved one may be struggling, please call our office to schedule your free hearing test and consultation. There is nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let the changing seasons encourage you to make a positive change for better hearing. Call 674-8920, on the web at ebahearing.com, or visit on Coffeen Avenue, right next to Sherwin-Williams.
At First First Federal Bank and Trust, we believe financial confidence starts with knowledge.
That's why they partner with schools and organizations to bring financial literacy directly to students and groups in our community.
We provide free educational resources, interactive bank tours, and real guidance from our team of professionals.
It's a smart, hands-on way to build a strong financial foundation.
Learn more or request a speaker today at efirstfederal.bank.
First Federal Bank and Trust.
Investing in strong financial futures.
Hi, this is Alicia Carroll with ERA Carroll Realty and Pinnacle Home and Land Group, 1507 Omar Avenue. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 living spaces, 1-car garage with additional parking. We are offering a buyer's credit with an acceptable offer, so take advantage of this great opportunity. 307-752-6997. Call me, text me, and we'll schedule a showing.
We're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. Hi, this is David Hubert from First Bank of Wyoming. From small towns to big dreams, we are here for our customers, helping Wyoming grow. Whether you're saving for the future, expanding your business, or buying your first home, we're here every step of the way. First Bank of Wyoming, local, trusted, and always by your side. First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, we're here with Coach Mauy on Friday night, and Coach, it's the semifinals, and obviously you don't look forward to, you look forward to being here at the end of the year, but it's not a given. And I know last week you were talking to your team about, let's go out and earn one more week of practice, one more Tuesday, one more Wednesday. And well, now we're back to a Friday night, and it was probably the same message this week.
Absolutely. You know, guys get online and they hear things in the community about, who do you think you're going to play in the state championship? And that's the last thing we can focus on right now is looking ahead, because we're guaranteed 4 days of practice and one Friday night game, and that was all we're guaranteed. And so, right now, tonight, stepping on the field could be our last opportunity to step on the field. And what we've got to do all week is take advantage of every time we have on the practice field and every snap we have on Friday nights. And if we do that, and we do it to the best of our ability, whatever happens on the scoreboard, and we'll just, we'll let that happen. So really our job all week is just to focus on the time that we have, and that's 4 days of practice and one game.
I think it's pretty special. It's kind of cool to be under the lights now that the time changed and you get to actually practice under the lights.
Yeah, Coach Julian used to always say that, back in Riverton, and then when we got here, he loved to see two things during football season. Number one was the geese flying south, and if the geese are flying south, you're playing football late into the season. And the second thing is when the time change happens, if you're still practicing and you have to turn on the lights, that's a good thing. Now we have LED lights and they come on quick through an app and things like that, but it used to be the big old power and you had to click on the lights and let them warm up, and that used to be a big deal. And it's two things I've taken from of many things I've taken from Coach Julian, is that those two things, the geese flying and the lights come on because it's dark out. We're playing football late into the season.
And then one more thing before we actually get into the X's and O's of the semifinal game tonight, but this is the 18th consecutive year the Bronx are playing in the state semifinals. That's by far the longest streak for any 4A team. It's got to be pretty special to you.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. And, three of the coaches on staff have been a part of those 18, which is really neat. We have memories of each one, good and bad. We lost in the semifinals to 1 point on 1 point on a PAT block, right, similar to how Natrona lost a week ago. And so we have great memories of that. And Coach Durham on our staff was a sophomore in high school when that streak started. And now he's been coaching with us for quite a while. So it is a special one. And I think the neatest part about it is the memories that you have with all the kids and all the players throughout those years. I can remember the game, but more often than not, I remember players and what they're doing and the relationships we have with them.
A lot of the kids, unless they're seniors in high school, a lot of the kids weren't even born when this semifinal streak started.
Yeah, I think there was only a handful. We talked about it on our Monday meeting, and there was only a handful that were even born. It's the older half of the year of seniors. If you were born in December on, you weren't there. So yeah, these seniors don't even remember that.
So it's Cheyenne Central tonight, and obviously we played them here a few weeks ago on our home field, and their big O&D lineman wasn't with them that night, and we got the better of them on that night. But they're going to bring a different look and a little different scheme into what they brought to Sheridan the last time we played them.
Yeah, Coach Apodaca does a good job down there at Central, and he's been there for quite some time. And he's had some really good teams, and one thing good coaching staffs do is they continue to morph throughout the season to find where they're best. And I think they're playing their best football at the end of the season, which is what they hope to be doing. And you know, you mentioned Jackson Garrett wasn't there the first time, and he'll be here this time. And I'm glad. You know, you want to have them at their best and us at our best, and to earn a championship opportunity, then you've got to go through the best. And I think, you know, having him here is definitely that. And he changes them. He's a big physical young man on the offensive and defensive line. And, you know, we talked about how we thought we controlled the line of scrimmage last week. It'll be very, very difficult with him on both sides of the ball this week. We're going to have to play very, very well and up front to be able to control the line of scrimmage. And you know, they've done some things different. Like you said, it's a different team, and they're doing some things different on offense. They've got a wildcat package where they're trying to get their ball in their fastest kids' hands, and they're running some jet sweep and some counter look out of a guy that doesn't play quarterback. He's a receiver, and he goes back there and takes snaps because he's a very, very good athlete. And so we've really got to be aware of that and understand what our rules are in those packages, and just be ready to play football.
Defensively, they've been doing a nice job of holding teams, you know, to not a lot of points either. Yep. So you guys are going to have to change some things up, or you're putting in some different packages as well for the Broncs to be able to look different than what it was several weeks ago.
Absolutely. We're always trying to manipulate what we do to get our guys in open space and create opportunities to score. And you said it exactly right. Cheyenne Central has not given up many points throughout the season. They gave up quite a bit to East in a high-scoring game on both ends there, but they don't give up very many points. You saw the last 2 weeks they played a very good Natrona County football team, and they split with them, and they won last week, and it was 10-10 going at the end of regulation, going into overtime, and so that's the type of ball games they play. And so it's going to be critical for us to try to get points up and try to make them play from behind, because they they've played in a lot of tight ball games with low scoring games. You know, you see a 14-7 and you see a 17-16 and things like that. And you know, we beat them 28-14, and that was a tight ball game. And they're used to playing in those, and we've got to try to get some separation.
Talking about our big plays that we had last week, several of those were called back by penalties. Did you go and emphasize that with the guys about, you know, whether we felt like it was a penalty or not? If the hanky gets thrown, that's going to negate our positive, and a couple times last week it was touchdowns. Yeah,
they were big. You know, two of the plays that came back on some holding penalties, I think, would equate to about 160 yards, and so those are big. Yeah. We've got to correct those, and absolutely we emphasize that with the young men this week. Is we've got to be disciplined, and we've got to make sure we're doing a good job, and we put you in positions in space to block in space, and that's when a lot of eyes are there. You can see it. You know, in the trenches you don't often see those holds, but out in the space we put you there. But we can do it. You got to block with your feet and keep your hands and keep them moving. Don't get them latched on outside the frame. And so it's a point of emphasis, and we've just got to be disciplined in our responsibilities with it.
And then obviously getting Breck back, he played a full game last week and looked good. Health-wise, feeling pretty decent now. Obviously, we still have the guys that had the season-ending injuries, but you're getting some guys back that will be an impact on tonight's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime we can get some of those older guys back, it's we're really, really happy to have him back. And Breck was one of those guys last week where I wouldn't say he's back 100% to where he was, but he's a lot better than he was. You know, his foot's healing pretty well, and you know, we didn't want to re-injure that thing or have him have prolonged issues with it. And so we rested him quite a while, and he feels good. And he did a good job last week. You know, and it's nice having some speed on the field for sure. It's hard to handle that kind of speed, and so we can get him going lateral and vertical, and we can create some mismatches with him, I think. And so great to have him, and yeah, anytime we can get those guys back, it puts a smile on their face, even if it's just for a play or two. That's just really big.
The seniors, obviously, this week they've been through this the last few years, you know, playing in a semifinal game. Is there anything special you talked to the guys about this week, about preparing for tonight to
try to ensure that you get next week as well?
I think one of the things is what we try to emphasize with them is just to make sure that they soak the moment in. That's, like you said, it's their senior year. We don't know if we have a game next week or not, and you want to have positive memories of playing high school football. So as you're walking across a bridge and coming across the field and look up at the crowd and enjoy what we have going here in Sheridan. And it's been a fun career for these guys, and they've experienced a lot of success, and they should soak that in and absorb it. And then when that first kickoff happens, they've got to lock in and focus on their job every single play. And we really preach process from the day one of what we do, and it's the same type of process. This semifinal game, our guys don't have to play outside of what they normally do. They've just got to execute clean every single play and do what they can do. We don't want to put a guy in a situation and ask them to do more than we've ever asked them to do before. They've just got to do their job every single play, and if we do that, I think we'll be in a good spot at the end of the game.
Well, let's have a great contest tonight, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Appreciate it, Shane. Thanks.
Hey, want to make $50? How about helping a friend make 50 also? It's easy with Camco Federal Credit Union. Just find a friend, connect them with us, and when they open a new checking account and make their first deposit, boom, you both get $50. That's cash in your pocket for sharing the love. So what are you waiting for? Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Camco Federal Credit Union is where friends mean rewards. Visit your local branch today. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming.
With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters.
At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust.
From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself.
When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2896.
307-461-2896.
One Health in Sheridan provides medical care, mental health, and other support services for the whole family. Our whole person approach serves children, adults, and seniors, and we accept patients with private insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and no insurance. From childhood immunizations and wellness checks to substance use treatment, visit One Health for same-day availability and an income-based sliding fee. Visit onechc.org/Sheridan for more information.
Hi, this is Jeff Tomlinson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
A huge thank you to head coach Jeff Maury for giving us insight into tonight's game and always taking time to sit down with us prior to kickoff. Coming up next, Ryan Parker, he will join me right here in the booth. We will have tonight's starting lineups and the kickoff coming your way from Homer Scott Stadium. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
In a place where honesty and hard work define us, there's a bank that's fully invested in Wyoming. The banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan. We understand that business owners are the backbone of our communities. And whether you run a ranch, a restaurant, or a retail store, we're here to support you with a range of account options and personalized services without all the unexpected fees. Because when your business succeeds, our communities thrive. Visit buffalofed.bank for all your business banking needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They'll tell you nobody sells campers cheaper than them. Let me tell you, they're wrong. We do. Midway RV in Sheridan has new campers at the lowest prices in the country. Units won't last at these prices. Limited floor plans available, trade-ins welcome, financing ready. Midway has a floor plan for you. Hit the mountain road or back road for less. Stop by our newest showroom on Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan. Visit midwaycampers.com. Lowest prices in the country, right at your fingertips.
Friday night lights, hard hits, and Sheridan pride. Your Broncs are back on the field. 7P Builders is proud to stand behind our hometown team, supporting the athletes who give it their all every game. Off the field, when it comes to your home, 7P Builders specializes in sidings, decks, and roofs, new builds and remodels, helping families create spaces that last for generations. Call 307-763-3202 to set up your appointment. From the sidelines to your neighborhood, 7P Builders says, go Broncs.
It's cold and getting colder, but Farmers Co-op is ready to help you stay warm this winter with premium wood pellets for your stove and deliver your propane to your place. Heating your barn or shop? They have kerosene and #1 diesel for your portable heaters as well. And don't forget the feed supplements for your livestock to get them through the winter. Come in from the cold with Farmers Co-op, owned by those they serve at 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening. Welcome to Homer Scott Field for the 2025 4A state semifinals. Ryan, we talked earlier in the pregame show, 18 consecutive years that the Broncs are playing in the state semifinals. And, you know, I talked to head coach Jeff Maury before the game tonight, and there's about 6 or 7 kids on this football team that were born the last time the Broncs didn't play in the state state semifinals.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. You know, when it came out that this was 18 in a row, I'm like, man, a lot of these kids weren't even born yet. Right. The last time that the Sheridan Broncs were not in the state semifinals. So, you know, to me, it just shows you what type of program this is. Absolutely.
We've just talked over and over all year. I mean, obviously the Broncs are going for their 54th consecutive win tonight, and it would be their 34th consecutive home win if they get this job done tonight. But it's not going to be an easy one. Cheyenne Central comes in with a lot of confidence. They got the overtime win last week by blocking an extra point in overtime to win 17-16. If you take a look how the Broncs and the Cheyenne Central Indians score and defend, the Broncs are averaging 34 points a game this year, but they give up just 12.5 points per game on the season. Cheyenne Central, they average 26 points a game, and they give up 16.6. So both teams have pretty good defenses, and obviously Sheridan so far this year with the better offense.
Yeah, when we saw them the first time, I mean, they didn't have their big man that's a Wyoming Cowboy commit. So I thought that they did a nice job. They've got some big dudes, tall, and they're going to air it out, I feel like.
Also like to welcome in those of you listening on KFBC in Cheyenne. My good friend Keith Kelly will have Cowboy basketball for you tomorrow on the Wyoming Cowboy Sports Network, so he opted not to make the trip to Sheridan tonight for this one. So we will bring you the live action from Sheridan High School tonight, and Cheyenne Central has taken the field. The Broncs are exiting the school at this point. We'll be coming out here momentarily, but we are just about ready to get this thing underway. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and more. Cheyenne Central will receive the opening kickoff tonight. You're listening to the Sheridan Bronc pregame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
Have you been to the showroom at Thompson Master Masons? If you're thinking about doing a masonry project, you need to stop by and check it out. Thompson's is located on the corner of Broadway and 11th in Sheridan with a showroom full of brick and stone samples. They offer both man-made and natural stone. As a matter of fact, Thompson Master Masons has the widest selection of stone, block, and brick in town. Wholesale or retail, contact Thompson Master Masons.
Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing, with offices in Sheridan and Casper, are ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. The Sheridan office of Michael Lansing and Nicole Soto provide competent local legal services focused on businesses, real estate transactions, estate planning, employee protections, trust litigation, and personal injury. Michael and Nicole will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights and are proud to support all local youth activities.
For 140 years, First Northern Bank has proudly served our Wyoming communities through many chapters of our customers and community stories. We've been here, a neighbor you can count on. Here, you're more than just a number. We're committed to providing exceptional personalized service that fits your needs because at First Northern Bank, you're not just a customer, you're family. Come see why Wyoming has trusted us as your community bank for 140 years. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 402576.
When the Sheridan Broncs take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops. Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Broncs, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonewyo.com. Simply Stone, simply the best.
There's just something magical about Christmas at Mystic Tree Farm. Starting November 21st, the greenhouse comes alive with the scent of fresh evergreens, Nordman, Douglas, and noble firs, each waiting for that perfect home. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and Sunday, 11 to 5, closed Monday, Tuesday, and Thanksgiving. Come wander among the trees and sip a hot drink, nibble on a fresh cookie, and take home a beautiful 18 or 24-inch wreath. And during Sheridan's Christmas stroll, we'll be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with chili cookies and holiday charm. Bring the family and make a memory at Mystic Tree Farm, 114 Decker Road, just past North Main Interchange. Find us on Facebook.
Wyoming corporate office is located at 30 North Gould Street in Sheridan, and they provide a myriad of services. What is a registered agent, you may ask? The real question is, what aren't they? Wyoming corporate office can assist you in forming your LLC or Wyoming-based corporation, provide mail forwarding service, and accept legal and financial documents, and so much more. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team, Best Real Estate. Like most, I imagine you have some real estate goals maybe coming up soon or way down the road, and you want to make the best decision possible. But the best decision isn't a one-size-fits-all, and waiting for the absolute perfect time is often lots and lots of waiting. The real best decision for you is starting to make those real estate plans, goals, and dreams happen. Work with us at Best and build your full real estate team now for the forward progress and next steps you've been looking for. Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net today.
Range is giving thanks to local businesses that make living here the best. This year, we thank the Sheridan County YMCA, the Hub on Smith, Teriyaki Madness, Java Moon, and the Sheridan Seed Company for all they do. Range is donating to organizations chosen by these businesses to help spread joy and thanks this season. Live your West life. That's the motivation for everything we do at Range. Learn more at range.net/givesthanks.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field as we are now getting the starting lineups. First of all, Ryan, again, Cheyenne Central won the toss. They have elected to receive the opening kickoff tonight, so the Broncs will be doing the kicking. Defensive starters for the Broncs. Defensive tackles are going to be Brady Hartman and Sam Huffman. The defensive ends, Beck Haswell and Owen Matthews. Linebackers, Keegan Rager, Blaine Phillips, William Greer. The corners are Noah Newman and Andrew Adams. You'll also see a lot of Breck Reed in there as well. And the safeties, Cooper Lynn, Gage Rogers, and the kicker for the Broncs, William Greer. He will do the kickoff for the Broncs tonight. And Ryan, this defense has been very stout, especially on the run. They're the number 1 ranked run defense in the state, but they are the number 10 ranked pass defense in the state in 4A.
Yeah, we've talked about this quite a bit throughout the season. The Sheridan Broncs, they do a lot of bending, but they don't break.
Yep.
And, you know, over and over, game after game, we've talked about how the Broncs coaching staff is fine with giving up little 5-yard outs. They want the opposing team to drive the length of the field.
We just have to make them do that and hope they make some mistakes. Broncs give up 156 yards a game on the ground, or on the through the air, and just 103 on the ground per game. So that's where the advantage is tonight. Offensively, the Broncs average 320 yards a game, where Cheyenne Central averages 284 yards a game. So the Broncs have the advantage on the offensive side of the ball. We're about ready to get things underway. Back deep to receive for the Indians will be their speedster out of the backfield, Tyrone Richards. He comes in with 121 carries for 850 yards and 6 touchdowns on the air. He also has 12 catches out of the backfield for another 137 yards. So he will be back deep for Cheyenne Central. William Greer is going to be kicking into the wind. Not as windy as it was earlier. It has dried out as well. And looks like we will, maybe the wind's even died down a little bit. The flags are hanging down just a bit, but that wind coming straight out of the north. Kickoff right now. The kick is away, 42 degrees, and it will be taken from the goal line. That's going to be Keenan Dennison straight up and across the 20 and be tackled down before he hits the 25-yard line. Maybe he did make the 25. So Cheyenne Central will start at their own 25-yard line after Dennison returned that thing from the 1.
Yeah, not a bad return. He picked it up right when he kept out of the end zone to keep it from getting a touchback. So not much there. He just ran right up the middle until he met the sea of blue.
Owen Woods will be the starting quarterback. 71 for 106, 882 yards passing on the season. 8 touchdowns. Has given it away 6 times. First carry is the running back. That's going to be Richards out of the backfield. He's across the 35 for enough for a first down. Cheyenne Central with about 13 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
And that was nothing special. That was just a handoff right up the,
He just went off tackle.
Yeah. Well, do we need to talk about that tackle?
That's the side of the line. That's the left side of that offensive line where Jackson Garrett lines up. This time it's going to be Woods. Again, hands off to Richards. Richards across the 40. Breaks a tackle there. Going to be slammed down once he ran into the linebackers at about the 42, 43-yard line. So a pickup of 5 yards there on first down, and the Bronc defense will start to settle in. Again, they went behind the big offensive tackle, Jackson Garrett. Now subs come in. Owen Woods back into the huddle and quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
The Broncs are going to need to win this battle in the trenches and let those, the D-line needs to tie up that offensive line so our linebackers can fill.
Done a great job winning the battle at the line of scrimmage all year. This time it's going to be Richards again. He comes to the opposite side, breaks into the secondary, and is going to be knocked down, but he's going to be right at midfield. That's going to be another first down for the Central Indians. So 25 yards on the ground in 3 plays for Tyrone Richards of the Cheyenne Central Indians. Subs come into the ball game. Jack DeMona, he'll be lined up 1 wide receiver spot. He has 12 catches on the year, also 18 carries out of the backfield. And the Broncs got into the secondary. That's going to be a penalty on the Broncs as the defensive end jumped into the neutral zone. That'll give Central a 1st and 5 into Bronc territory now. On their opening drive, 10:20 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Central, the first possession of the ball game. They're going left to right across the radio dial. Dennison will be the receiver out here on the near side. Now a big shift as Resdorfer will line up as the blocking back. This time the give straight ahead. Nothing going to do this time. The running back out of the backfield was Campbell Smith this time. No gain on the play. The Bronc defense read that one well.
Beck Haswell did a nice job of staying at home. And I thought when they made that shift that they would come back to the weak side, not the heavy side. And Beck did a nice job of just staying at home.
So Haswell makes the tackle, 2nd and 5 after the penalty on first down. And Central's going to send their big, tall receiver, Robbie Calvert, 6'6", 175. He'll be split to the far side. Owens going to be a reverse. It's going to be stood up. It looked like the Broncs reacted like maybe the ball came loose, but it didn't. The running back was Jack DeMona, and he'll pick up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now for Cheyenne Central from the Bronc 44-yard line.
And I think now you got to be careful. Run, and, are they going to try to dump one over the top?
Now, Resdorfer will check out of the ball game for Central. And their leading receiver is Austin Teasley. He's going to split wide to the far side. They're going to bring 2 receivers to the near side. And it will be Smith in the backfield. Now they're going to bring Dennison in motion. Woods drops straight back, finds Dennison, and he's got nowhere to go. And the Bronx, I think, they say he was down. Boy, I thought the Bronx got on the ball. The ball came loose, but they said he was down. That's a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down. And the Bronx defense finally got things together after the first 3 plays.
Yeah, that was Cooper Lynn that came out of that pile with the football. But once again, nice job forcing a punt.
Dane Peterson will do the punting. He's had 27 punts this year, 37.8 yards per punt. Let's see if they kick this thing away. Back deep for the Bronx is going to be Breck Reed. Breck did not play in that first game that they played, and now he's going to pick that thing up and be buried back at about the 10-yard line. He thought about just letting that thing go, but it bounced and
I think
basically came right to him.
It came right to him, but then
he hesitated.
And then him and the other guy, they always do kind of like this fake reverse or maybe actually do it, and they just ran into each other, and that allowed Central to just bring him down right there at the 10.
So the Bronx start deep in their own end. It'll be Andrew Adams and Keegan Rager in the backfield. Bronx will send 3 receivers to the far side. See what they do here on first down after the defensive stop. Andrew Adams quickly out to Reed. Reed is not going to be able to get away. Wide receiver screen goes nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 10. Reed did get back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, Central's watched so much film and whatnot. They know how Sheridan's going to try to start. So you might want to mix it up a little bit, but let's just see what happens.
So Reed will come out of the ballgame. Gage Rogers will be the receiver out here on the near side. Adams quickly. Now they look to the sideline for another set of downs. Keegan is going to move from the right side to the left side of Adams. He's going to roll to the near side, looking downfield. No one there. Now he finds Gage Rogers. Gage is going to have enough for the first down out across the 20 to the 25, even giving the 26-yard line.
That was great patience by Andrew Adams right there. He didn't try to force it. He held on to it just long enough for Gage to get open.
And had a man trailing him.
Yep.
Hot on his heels. So a first down for the Bronx out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Liam Weber and Breck Reed here to the near side. And we've got Rogers and Newman to the far side. Rager in the backfield. Now they send Reed in motion. And it's a fake jet sweep. And that one, no one was faked out on that one. Andrew Adams going to be dropped back to the 25. A loss at 2 there on first down. So the Bronx going to that jet sweep early with Breck Reed, but they faked it to him, and Adams was dumped for the 2-yard loss. Again, Breck Reed did not play the last time these two teams played. He was out with that broken foot. So now they go 3 receivers to the far side. Rager will now line up on the right side of Adams in the pistol. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They bring Reed across the formation. Now a wide receiver screen inside for Haswell. Haswell is going to be dumped for another loss. He needs to cut that upfield. He tried to stretch it out, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 14 now for Sheridan.
Cheyenne's doing a good job on that defense, making them do things that they shouldn't have to do.
Adams again will send 2 receivers, Haswell and Reed, to the near side. Rogers and Newman will go to the outside in the empty set here. No one in the backfield. 5:50 to go, and now a flag, and we've got a false start of the Bronx. That'll back him up even more. Boy, early mistakes here by the Bronx. It's going to make it 3rd and about, 18? 3rd down and 18 now for the Bronx. Inside their own 20. The ball's going to be placed on the 19. 5 wide here in the formation. Adams looking outside, throws underneath to Reed. Reed tries to make one man miss. He's across the 25, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but the Bronx are going to have to punt. Good tackling out there by the corner.
I was just going to say, on that first Bronx drive right there, I'm pretty impressed with the open field tackling by the Indians.
So Liam Weber, actually, no, Breck Reed is going to go back to punt. It looks like he hasn't punted since the week he broke his foot at Kelly Walsh. It's been Liam Weber doing the punting, but Reed is going to punt this thing away. And the punt is a good one. Drives that's Dennison all the way back to the 20, and he's going to be dumped right at the 20-yard line.
Oh,
and a late flag comes in as well.
Dom DeStefano was the first one down there to make contact.
They're going to say the ball was out to the 21-yard line. Let's see what the flag is here. So the officials get together, and the initial indication illegal block in the back on the return team, so that's going to back him up 10 yards from there. No, you don't step it off from where the penalty happened. You got to step it off from where the kick ended. There you go. The umpire had picked up that ball and was walking up to where the flag was. So the ball is going to go back to the 11-yard line. That's where Cheyenne Central will start.
The officials have nerves too.
Yes.
It's a semifinal game. They're out in front of everybody.
4:57 to go here in the first quarter. No score on the range scoreboard. Each team's had it once. Cheyenne Central about to start their second series.
Let's see if we can do a better job of stopping the run on this series.
Woods looks, pitches it now to Richards. Richards going to be buried. Boy, might have got a yard or two, but a great pursuit there by the linebacker, Braxton Crow. He makes the tackle after a 2-yard gain out to the 13-yard line. So a little option play there by Cheyenne Central. And now it looks like Cheyenne Central is going to take the big man in the backfield. That's Resdorfer. He'll go to the sideline. They'll go a little bit smaller with now 4 receivers, 2 to each side, and Tyrone Richards in the backfield. Woods calls for the ball, fakes inside, and boy, he just throws that thing away. That's nowhere close. That's got to be intentional grounding.
I think they're going to talk about it, and then they can drop the flag.
Yeah, that's got to be intentional grounding. Holy cow. No, they're going to say no intentional grounding. So
Coach Maury wanted an explanation, and he got it, but I don't think he's happy with it.
There was no receiver within 10, 12 yards of that ball. 3rd down and 8 now for Cheyenne Central.
It almost looked like it got hit coming out.
Or
so if it was a tip, then it won't be.
Right, or it slipped out of his hand.
Right.
3rd down and 8 from the 13. The give, Richards, he's got all kinds of room out there. That's got to be a hold. I don't think there's a flag down. Yeah, there is a flag in the backfield.
Yeah.
There was a big hold out along the edge too. Let's see what they have here. Looks like the officials are getting together. It was 3rd down and 8 from the 13-yard line. The officials get together. So the officials are still talking. I don't know if are there 2 penalties down, 2 flags. Now the referee has to get a little bit better explanation from his other official. Just waiting to see what the call is here. It was 3rd down and 8. Holding on the offense. So it's going to be half the distance to the goal. Oh, they got a personal foul, late hit out of bounds. That'll be
offsetting,
replay 3rd down.
Okay, he went out of bounds on the far side over there, so I didn't see that extracurricular activity over there.
So offsetting penalties after all of that is just offsetting.
So it's still 3rd and 8.
But don't they have to go half the distance and then step off the? I think that's how they do, because that was a dead ball That was after the play. So it's actually going to end up being.
Well, they didn't step off the 10 for the hold.
Well, it would have half the distance from there. So maybe they just did the math. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1 after they step off the penalty. So now they're going to bring in their jumbo package. It looks like an extra offensive lineman into the ball game here. And 2 big backs in the backfield with Richards. Actually, this might be their wildcat here. And he'll have enough for the first down out across the 25, about to the 24, 23-yard line. Let's see where they spot the ball, but it will be enough for the first down. The back coming out of the backfield was Tyler Finoff. The ball carrier, it looked like he took the direct snap in the wildcat. So Cheyenne Central gets another set of downs with 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. No score on the range scoreboard. Cheyenne Central with their second possession. Woods has 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Now he sends a man in motion, fake the give, and now we've got a illegal motion, false start. That's going to be on Jack DeMana. So that'll back him up 5, make it 1st and 15. He can move there to go in motion, but he came towards the line of scrimmage before the snap of the ball.
And right in front of the official.
Yeah, right in front of the official. So it looks like the big receivers now in for Cheyenne Central. Robbie Calvert. Teasley will be the outside receiver on the far side of the field. Calvert will be lined up in a bunch here on the near side. Now they send a man in motion. That's DeMana. And the pitch to Richards. Richards is going to be stood up and tackled for a gain of a 4 or 5 out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. So give him 10 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 now for the Indians. 3:09 left here in the first. And again, Cheyenne Central with a bunch of receivers here at the near side. Richards stood up, and he's going to be grabbed and driven way back.
Good job of the Bronx to not dump him on his head, because Keegan Rager they blew the whistle, and he kind of held him up so he wouldn't go down.
I think they gave him about a yard gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down now for the Indians again. Pretty much the same formation. 2 receivers tight to the line of scrimmage on the near side. 1 receiver to the far side. Woods drops straight back, fakes. Now the throw going to be Teasley, and it's going to be caught for enough for the first down. Boy, good coverage out there by Noah Newman. But the first down catch by Teasley out across the 35 to the 37 gives them another series of downs.
Yeah.
Campbell County and East also tied at 0 in the first quarter. Looks like Campbell County has it about the 15-yard line going in for their first score. Owen Woods brings a man in motion. That's Teasley across the formation. Turns around. And Richards going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage and dropped right there. No gain on the play.
Better job by the lineman that time to...
Well, they kind of stretched it out.
Right, and it allowed the corner to come up.
Yep. So 2nd down and 10 now for Cheyenne with 1:24 to go here in the first. No score, again, on the range scoreboard. Each team has had it once. Cheyenne Central has it for the 2nd time now. Each team had to punt on their first series. Again, Sheridan won this ball game a few weeks back here on the home turf. 28-14 was the final that night. This time Richards going to be hit, and that's going to be a loss all the way back. That's going to be a loss of, 2 or 3? They're going to say back to the 35-yard line. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 12 for the Indians. They'll have to get at least one more play off here before the end of the first quarter. Substitutions all the way around for the Central Indians. 2 receivers split wide to the near side, 2 to the far side, with a single back lined up in the pistol. Woods now looks to the sideline, gets his second set of play calls here. Woods and has a man, and nice play out there. Great job. And that's Breck Reed coming up to make the tackle. It's going to be 4th down and 10, and Cheyenne Central's going to have to punt the ball away. But that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. 0-0 on the Range scoreboard. When we come back, we'll have quarter number 2. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and on KFBC in Cheyenne.
In a world full of pipes, they existed for over 100 years, getting to the source of humanity's plumbing problems. Now, in a toilet somewhere in the city, a terrible evil has been released. One man, one mission, one chance, and this time, it's for real. For showtimes and plumbing, call A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair, 672-9454.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field here at Sheridan High School. The Broncs will send Breck Reed back deep to receive the punt from Dane Peterson. After the Broncs defense holds Central after another couple first downs, one by penalty, one by pass. But as we start the second quarter, it will be a punt for the Central Indians. Breck Reed, the only one back deep. And almost got a block, but Peterson to Reed. Reed comes to the near side, has to make a man miss, but does make one man miss at the 35. He'll stretch it out to about the 39-yard line, maybe the 40. Actually, the 35, and that's where the Broncs will take over at their own 35-yard line. So decent return, good coverage by Cheyenne Central. So Reed.
There was almost a horse collar tackle there. He grabbed him by that nameplate, but never did pull him forward.
So Andrew Adams will send 3 receivers to the far side with Rager in the backfield. Keegan lined up to the left side. First play through, give it to Rager. Rager cross the 40 to about the 42. That's about 7 yards there on first down. So good hard-nosed running by Keegan. Actually, that was Braxton Crow out of the backfield, not Rager.
That's good yardage on first down.
We'll give him 7 yards out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. And the Bronc offense gets reset. Torrey Phillips, the receiver to the near side with Crow. Actually, that's Gage Rogers in the slot. 2 receivers to the far side. Now they send Rogers in motion. They give it to him. Rogers across midfield and into Cheyenne Central territory all the way down to the Central 43-yard line. So a good run there on the jet sweep by Gage Rogers.
Yeah, and he really didn't even have to take it all the way to the edge. He cut it back up the middle and found a lot of green grass.
So the Broncs' first trip inside Central territory tonight, and they're back on the ball quickly. 3 receivers to the far side. Adams has a good understanding of the offense. Takes the ball, fakes the handoff, now to Breck Reed. Breck's got a lot of room out there, good receivers, and he's into the open. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, Bronc, touchdown! 43-yard touchdown on the screen pass to Breck Reed, and the Broncs are on the board.
How many times have we seen that play? Not as many this year because of Breck's injury, but that play always seems to work.
43-yard touchdown pass.
And Breck just shows off those wheels.
And now William Greer will come on to attempt the extra point. William's been really good as of late. Torrey Phillips is the holder. The snap's good. It's up, and it is good. With 10:33 left here in the first quarter, it's the Sheridan Broncs 7, Cheyenne Central 0. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Mossholders Design Center is running its final dining room sale of the year. That means you can save on all in-stock dining room furniture and have a brand new look in time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mossholders also has a large in-stock selection of bar stools, so you can add seating for all your guests this holiday season. Even if you can't find your perfect set in-store, Mossholders is discounting all special orders too, so you can order the style that best fits your home. Shop early for the best in-stock selection and have it in time for the holidays. That's Mossholders Dining Sale going on now. Mossholders, furniture is our passion.
This is Patrick Johnson with Statistical Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. 4A state semifinals. The Broncs take the lead 7-0 here in the first half. Quarter number 2, 10:33 left here in the first half. And Ryan, you said it during the break, you can't contain Breck Reed forever.
For 4 quarters.
They did a good job in the first quarter.
They did.
Keeping him contained, but boy, he turned on the Jets and he just ran past 4 or 5 defenders.
Yeah, I mean, he's the fastest player in uniform tonight.
Yep.
And he doesn't need much space. He's pretty shifty. He can make people miss. And he had to make a couple moves, and he was into the blue end zone.
So Greer has it teed up, and Richards and I believe it's Dennison back deep, standing at the goal line. See if Williams had a lot of touchbacks this year, kicking it into the end zone. And this one's going to be booted and will be caught at the 4. It's going to be Richards straight up the middle of the field, and he's going to be stacked up before he gets to the 25. They might give him the 25-yard line. And so both kickoffs so far tonight for the Broncs has been returned back to the 25. We do have a score to pass along. Cheyenne East leading Campbell County 6-0 in that other semifinal game. A lot of turmoil going on in Campbell County. They fired their head coach today before the semifinal game. Don't know all the details about that, but the Campbell County head coach, Ora Garst, was fired this morning before the semifinal game. So obviously, Campbell County playing without their head coach tonight. Looks like Campbell County just scored a touchdown as well, and they're lining up to kick the extra point. Owen Woods, he'll bring a man in motion across the formation, and it's going to be an inside handoff, and a flag comes flying in. That's going to be a hold. That came from the umpire position. There was a lot of movement in the backfield before the snap of the ball. I was surprised that there wasn't a false start there, but they did get him for a hold, so that'll back him up 10. That's going to make it 1st and 20 from the 15-yard line.
Maybe this Broncs defense will, rise to the challenge. The offense just did their job, so let's see if the defense can get another stop.
So Campbell County did make the extra point, raining like crazy in Gillette, it looks like. 7-6, Campbell County leading Cheyenne East in the first quarter. It's 7-0 here, Broncs. Cheyenne Central with their 3rd possession. 1st down and 20. Woods throws, has a man. That's going to be Teasley out along the boundary, and he'll get out to the 21. Maybe they'll give him the 20. A gain of 5 there on 1st down. 2nd down and 15 for Cheyenne Central. So Woods huddles up his team, brings them to the line of scrimmage. He's going to send Teasley out here to the near side, split him wide out near the numbers. Richards in the backfield. They turn, hand it to Richards. He's quick. He's to the edge, comes up. Noah Newman makes a great tackle. That's going to be a gain of 4. Maybe they might give him the 5-yard line, or 5 out to the 25. But it'll be 3rd and 10 now for Cheyenne Central.
Newman did a really good job. He stayed with that wide receiver until Richards decided to commit, and then he let him go and came up and made a nice open field tackle.
Boy, Richards is quick, isn't he?
Oh, man, he can hit that edge like crazy.
So Woods comes back after talking to his head coach, Mike Apodaca. He's in his 8th season as the head coach. 38-43 is his record as the head coach of Cheyenne Central. They come in 6-4 this year against the undefeated Bronx. Demana, he'll line up, and now we've got a timeout on the field. Cheyenne Central wants to talk about this third down play. We'll take timeout as well. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards, including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
This is Bailey Reddy with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field here at Sheridan High School. The Bronx and the Cheyenne Central Indians, 7-0 Bronx on the range scoreboard, 8:47 left here in the first half. Cheyenne Central will have it 3rd down and 10 after the timeout.
And that's just where the Bronx like to have their opponents. 3rd and long.
3rd and long, yep.
I mean, I think any coach would want that, but, you know, the Coach Maury definitely stresses that 3rd and long is huge for their defense.
So this time, Cheyenne Central is going to send 3 receivers to the far side. They're going to play press out here on 1. Demana will go in motion. Woods calls for the ball. He's going to roll to that near side. Haswell giving chase. And the ball's thrown way out of bounds, way over the head of his intended receiver out there, Robbie Calvert. And the Bronx force Cheyenne Central to punt the ball away again.
Robbie's tall, but not that tall.
Not that tall. So 4th down and 10 now for Cheyenne Central. They're going to punt the ball back with 8:43 left here in the second quarter. This time the Bronx will send 2 guys back deep. It's going to be Rogers and Reed at about their own 40-yard line. So Dane Peterson will do the punting here.
Let's see if the Bronx bring a little pressure.
And this time the ball bounces, and oh boy.
How did he not block that?
Stefano almost blocked that thing. And it's going to be Rogers. He's at midfield. He gets to the outside. He's going to go. Gage Rogers at the 15, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Sheridan.
And I don't see any flags down. That is just what the Bronx needed.
Boy, Gage Rogers caught that thing at about the 38-yard line. So he goes 62 yards for the touchdown.
Gage is really showing off his speed. Holy cow.
Gage Rogers, you know, we talked, the Bronx had only had a couple of punt return for touchdowns all year long, but gets one tonight, 62 yards on the punt return. And now William Greer will come on.
And if we're looking at the stats right, William Greer hasn't missed an extra point all year.
I think the statewide stats,
Are they not accurate?
They gave him credit for a couple. I know he's missed at least a couple this year.
Oh, okay.
Early on, but boy, lately he hasn't missed much. This time the kick is up, and it is right down the middle. So with 8:29 left here in the first half, it's the Bronx 14, Cheyenne Central 0. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM. Also on KFBC in Cheyenne and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem. Online banking is fast and convenient with Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. If you have a smartphone, you can do your banking from anywhere, including remote deposit. Just take a picture of your check and send it. It's that easy. And you'll instantly have access to the first $200 available and the rest shortly thereafter. Yep, banking is that easy with remote deposit at Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, Ryan, after a scoreless first quarter, the Bronx, within a couple minutes of each other, have put two in the end zone to make it 14-0. And just like that, they're out and running.
You know, the last few weeks we haven't seen that potent offense that we're used to seeing from the Bronx, so it's nice to see them maybe getting back they got Breck back, and we know what a difference maker he is.
Well, and Haswell's feeling healthy
again.
He rolled his ankle in the Cheyenne Central game on that very first series and really hadn't been the same since.
Maybe they're fine. It looks like they're now kind of clicking. So let's just keep the pressure on.
So Greer will boot this thing away. This one's going to be a line drive. It's going to be bobbled at about the 5-yard line. Picked up there by Dennison. Dennison's going to be swallowed up at the 15. They might give him the 16, but I think it's going to be the 15. So a bobble on the kick by Dennison allows the Broncs to get downfield. They will give him the 16-yard line, and that's where Cheyenne Central will take over. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Central.
Let's see if this defense just pins its ears back, and let's get after them. Put some pressure on these guys.
So Woods, he's going to send one receiver to the far side, 3 to the near side, inside handoff. Richards following a blocker, cuts it inside across the 20 out to about the 22 or 23. I think they're going to give him the 23-yard line. Good yardage there on first down. Got right behind Damana, he was motioning across the formation at the snap, and then Richards just does a good job of getting in behind that blocker.
Yeah, Coach Apodaca finding stuff that's working a little bit, because every time that Richards touches the ball, he's getting positive yards.
High snap, but the handoff is to Richards. Richards looks to bounce it outside, but he's going to be grabbed from behind, but he will have enough for the first down. Give him 3 or 4 yards. That will be enough for his Central first down out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. So just enough for the first down and a new set of downs for the Indians. Central. This time, Conrad Prescott's going to come into the ballgame. Is he going to line up at the Wildcat? Looks like they're in Wildcat formation. Actually, it's going to be Richards. Richards from the Wildcat, and now we've got a flag and a false start, I do believe. So that'll back him up 5. It'll be 1st and 15 after the false start. So 1st and 15 with 6:59 left here in the first half. Sheridan leading 14-0 on the range scoreboard. Instructions come in from Woods. East and Campbell County still 7-6 Campbell County in the second quarter there. One receiver to the near side. 2 running backs in the backfield. This time it's going to be a handoff. It's going to be a fake. They're going to throw the ball downfield, incomplete. As that was an offensive lineman, Caden Tafoya, a little wrinkle trying to throw it to Teasley downfield. Incomplete, but the offensive lineman must have, was he lined up in the backfield?
I think he was.
And so,
but it was kind of a nice play design because he had 2 different options. He could have gone long, but that was covered, so he optioned to just throw it a little bit shorter, and it was just out of the reach.
Yep. So 2nd and 15, Woods back in at quarterback. 3 receivers bunched tight at the end of the formation. Drop straight back, looking downfield. The Broncs are going to give chase now. Woods is off and running. He's going to take on a tackler and be hit about the 33 or 34-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down play, but much more manageable for Cheyenne Central. Out to the 33-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4. They've got to reach the 37 of their own 37. So we approach 6 minutes left here in the first half.
That was a nice job of the quarterback not to force anything. He waited and didn't see anything, and so he just tucked it and Sheridan wasn't ready.
2 receivers split to the wide side, here to the near side of the field. They bring a man in motion. That's Teasley. Quickly, a screen pass is set up, and it's going to be swallowed up, and he's going to reach the 35, but it's going to bring up a 4th down, 4th and 2 for Central. And we'll see if what they're going to do here.
You know, they've had a lot of success running the ball, and you only need 6 feet.
So 4th down and 2, and it looks like they're going to line up to go for it initially anyway. 5:20 to go here in the first half.
They may try to see if they can get the Bronx to jump off sides.
And a 4th down play here. Teasley's going to split out here to the near side. 2 tight ends in. And Richards in the backfield. Now they're going to move Calvert across the formation. And a new set, and now a timeout. Cheyenne Central's going to, they were trying to draw Sheridan off, I do believe. So with 4:57 left here in the first half, it's the Bronx 14, Cheyenne Central nothing. It's a timeout on the field. We'll take timeout as well. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM.
Love basketball? The Sheridan Recreation District is looking for youth basketball officials for 4th and 5th grade games. You'll be part of the action, enforcing the rules, keeping players safe, and helping young athletes learn the game. If you've got basketball knowledge, they want you on their team. Starting pay is $25 per game, and there's usually more than 1 game per night. Apply online at SheridanRecreation.com or just swing by the Sheridan Rec District office at Thornrider Park to pick up an application.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Bronx Football here on KWYO. Shane and Ryan Parker bringing you live semifinal action with the Bronx leading 14-0 on the range scoreboard. A 4th down play, and it looks like Cheyenne Central is still going to line up to go for this thing. 4th down and 2. And Woods calls for the ball. He's going to roll, pitch it to the Richards, and Richards is going to have enough for the first down. Good play call.
Yep.
Out across the 40 to about the 44-yard line.
Just kind of stretched it out a little bit, and like I said, only needed 2 yards.
And got 6, so a new set of downs for Cheyenne Central. And the clock continues to run with 4:45 left here in the first half. Woods brings his troops to the line of scrimmage. Dennison will be the receiver here to the near side. Now we've got people shifting. Dennison turns, hands it off to Richards. Richards bounces it outside, but he's going to be grabbed and swallowed. Just a 1-yard gain. Boy, nice play out there on the edge.
Couldn't see who came in and made that tackle. But, man, Richards is showing how shifty he is.
I think it was Gage Rogers or Breck Reed. I think it was Reed who came up and made that tackle out there on the edge. So a 2nd down and 9 here as we go under 4 minutes left in the first half. This time Teasley will be the receiver, split out here to the far side. Bronx showing blitz, and now Central backs off, gets a new set of plays. Bring Demana in motion. They give the inside handoff to Richards. Richards down the far side, and he's going to be run out of bounds. That might be enough for the first down. Let's see. Actually, I think it's going to be about a half yard, maybe a yard short into Bronx territory, just inside the 48-yard line, 47-yard line. So 8 yards there for Richards makes it 3rd and 1. Cheyenne Central would love nothing more than to keep the ball the rest of this half and not let Sheridan have another opportunity. 3:30 left here in the first half. Neither team has turned it over. This time it'll be Robbie Calvert split out here to the far side on the near side. And they fake the give. Rolling downfield. Has a man. That's going to be caught by Teasley. He'll have enough for the first down to the Bronx 35-yard line. So Cheyenne Central with another first down right at the 35. And the clock continues to roll with 3:20 left here in the first half. Bronx defense gave chase to Woods, but he was able to find Teasley standing right at that 35-yard line. And now a whistle, and we've got an official timeout. Somebody's tying their shoe. And they are ready to go. So they'll wind the clock now with 3 minutes to go here in the first half. This bunch formation of receivers on the near side. And the give inside to Richards, and he'll be grabbed after gaining a couple down to the 33-yard line. Blaine Phillips' helmet comes off, so he's got to leave the game. And Central's just going to take their time now. Peterson has kicked his longest field goal of the year is 38 yards, but he is 5 of 6 on field goals on the season. So they're hoping to maybe just keep the ball the rest of this half. Maybe if they can't get the touchdown, maybe try to get a field goal. This time the give is to Richards. He's going to stretch it out. He makes the edge, and he's going to be grabbed at about the 30-yard line and spun back. But it will be a third down play now for Cheyenne Central. See if Sheridan wants to burn a timeout here.
Big Jack Garrett had a nice block out there to spring him.
So exactly 2 minutes left here in the first half. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Indians. And they're in no hurry. Woods comes over, gets instructions from his head coach. Central breaks the huddle. Teasley will split to the near side. And that bunch of receivers close to the formation on the near side. And they give it, nice play there by the Bronc defense. They stood the running back up, Campbell Smith, right at the 30. I don't think they give him maybe a half yard. No, they're going to say right at the 30. It's going to be 4th down and 5 now for Central. And the Broncs are just going to let the clock run. See if they can get a stop here on 4th down. Is Cheyenne Central going to let this thing go down and then just call a timeout?
Or do they? Yeah, because you don't want to take a penalty now.
Yeah, and now Cheyenne Central is going to call their 3rd and final timeout with 1 minute to go here in the half. We'll take timeout as well. The Broncs leading 14-0. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Ready to hit the road? Sheridan College's Commercial Motor Vehicle Driver Training Program is now offering an 8-week course with a flexible start date. Get your CDL with hands-on real-world training and step into a high-demand career with excellent job opportunities. Don't wait for the next semester. Start driving your future forward today. Call CMV instructor Joe Bennett at 675-0788 or visit sheridan.edu/driver training to learn more and secure your spot.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School. 4th down and 5 for the Indians. Ball just inside the Bronc 30-yard line. 14-0 Broncs on the range scoreboard. 1 minute exactly left here in the first half. And Central has the 4th down play upcoming. Woods with Richards lined up next to him. Now they bring a man in motion. Woods down the center of the field has a man, and it's going to be incomplete, but they call a flag comes from clear back at the line of scrimmage. The back judge was right on top there of the play. Man, that flag comes in from way upfield. So the officials are getting together. I mean, the back judge was right on top of that play. So 56 seconds left in this ball game. They are going to call defensive pass interference on the Broncs.
Wow.
Boy.
I mean, how do you...
So that'll put the ball at about the 15-yard line. Cheyenne Central knocking on the door here as we get closer to the halftime.
See if the Broncs can do something.
5 wide in this empty set formation for Central.
Let's keep him out of the end zone.
Woods brings a man in motion. He's going to roll to the near side. Has a man. That's going to be Dennison. Dennison going to be run out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. The Sheridan coaches in the booth next door really want a holding call. So the ball actually going to be spotted down at the 12. They say he was inbounds, and so the clock continues to run with 35 seconds left. Central trying to get in the end zone here. They're going to split Teasley out wide, now bringing back inside the hash with Dennison lined up in the backfield as we go to 20 seconds. Demana goes in motion. They pitch the ball out. Bronc defense swarms and makes the tackle at about the 11-yard line.
They're not going to have. Are they going to have enough time?
They're going to try to clock this thing. And they do with 3.6 seconds left. They'll bring the field goal team out to try to kick a field goal. So with 3.6 seconds left, they're going to bring the field goal team out. So they'll spot this ball down at the 19. So this is going to be a 28-yard field goal attempt to end the half. The snap's good, the hold's good, the kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and the Bronc defense holds them. No score. And the score at halftime is Sheridan 14, Cheyenne Central nothing. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM and in Cheyenne on KFBC Radio.
Looking to get rewarded just for spending? With our You Choose debit cards reward program, you can earn points every time you swipe. Redeem your points for cashback, gift cards, travel, and more. It's your money. It pays to spend smarter. Enroll today and make your debit card work as hard as you do. Visit Security State Bank today and start earning with You Choose rewards at no cost to you. Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Do you have family coming to town and not enough room in your home to accommodate them? Book them a room at the Candlewood Suites in Sheridan. They'll enjoy features like fully equipped kitchens that include a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding views of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll feel right at home. Call the Candlewood Suites 307-675-2100.
It's Wyoming. 1 minute you're melting like ice cream in August, the next you're colder than an ice fisherman's backside in January, and your dog's stolen all the blankets. Luckily, Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning has your backside. Carl knows Wyoming weather better than anyone. Then he'll keep your home comfy whether Brutus gives back those blankets or not. Call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning today or find us in the Country Bounty Business Directory. Carl, making homes comfortable no matter how moody Wyoming weather gets.
Hey, Doug, Thanksgiving's coming, and your tire sale is still going?
Yep, just like leftover turkeys hanging around through the end of November.
Buy 3 tires, get the 4th for $1. That's a sweet leftover.
Yep, unlike cold stuffing, these tires actually keep you moving.
So while everyone else is fighting over pie,
you'll be fighting over great traction this winter.
Buy 3, get 1 for $1. Still going strong. Waring Chevrolet online, WaringSheridan.com.
Leaves crunching, kettles whistling, football helmets colliding, families chattering, the sounds of fall. Hearing loss can be a subtle thief, taking away these precious sounds and others that make our lives so rich. If you think you or a loved one may be struggling, please call our office to schedule your free hearing test and consultation. There is nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let the changing seasons encourage you to make a positive change for better hearing. Call 674-8920, on the web at ebahearing.com, or visit on Coffeen Avenue, right next to Sherwin-Williams.
At First Federal Bank and Trust, we believe strong financial futures start with smart money decisions.
That's why First Federal partners with K-12 schools and local organizations to bring financial literacy to our community.
We tailor our free resources to fit your classroom or group, offering interactive bank tours, materials, and in-person education.
Want to help build a financial confidence?
Request a speaker or materials today at efirstfederal.bank.
First Federal Bank and Trust.
Investing in strong financial futures.
Hi, this
is Alicia Carroll with ERA Carroll Realty and Pinnacle Home and Land Group, 59 Fish Hatchery Road in Story. A 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-acre lot. Gorgeous trees. The creek goes through it. If you've ever wanted to get away to a mountain town, this is the property for you, priced at $449,500. Call me, Alicia Carroll, 307-752-6997 for your showing.
At First Bank of Wyoming, you will always talk to a real person like me. Hi, my name is Dee Crawford, and our team is here to answer your questions, offer guidance, and provide personalized solutions. Because you deserve a bank that puts you first. Stop by or call us today. First Bank of Wyoming, banking made personal.
First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stifel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the Powderhorn Halftime Show. Shane and Ryan Parker live from Homer Scott Field. And Ryan, the first half, we talked about the Bronx needing to get off to a quick start, and it didn't really happen for them tonight. Obviously, a couple of their first possessions didn't go that well. I guess their first possession didn't go the way they wanted, but when they got the ball in the second time, they took that ball and just went right down the field, first play on that screen pass.
Yeah, the first quarter, both teams, I think, were just kind of feeling each other out, seeing what they were going to do. And then the Bronx came alive there in the second quarter.
And the Bronx also got a punt return from Gage Rogers, 62-yard punt return on the touchdown for Gage Rogers, and the Bronx lead this thing 14-0. The Bronx defense held at the end of the first half here, got a block of a Dane Peterson 29-yard field goal attempt. The Bronx came off the edge and blocked that
I think it was Noah Newman that came in and got it.
And blocked that thing.
But way to preserve the shutout so far.
And the Bronx will get the ball to start the second half. Taking a look at some other things that are going on around the state. The Wyoming girls swimming and diving championships taking place yesterday and today for the 4A and the Sheridan girls. No state champions this year, but they did place 6th out of the 4A at the state swim meet. So congratulations to head coach Brent Moore and the girls swim team for the 6th place finish. State volleyball going on as well this week. We've got 3 Sheridan County teams participating in the state volleyball tournament. The Sheridan Lady Bronx, boy, they lost a tough 5-setter in the opening round yesterday to Green River. Lost 15-13 in the 5th set to drop that one 3-2 to Green River, but bounced back today, won another thriller, a 5-set win over Evanston in the loser-out game. Won that thing 18-16 in the 5th set, so they win and move on. They'll play at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in another loser-out game, trying to advance back to that the 3rd place game later on tomorrow. Both Bighorn and Tongue River won their opening round matches at the state tournament yesterday. Tongue River loses in 4 sets tonight to Sundance.
A very good Sundance squad.
3-1, so Tongue River will drop into the losers bracket there. And the Bighorn Lady Rams, they are playing right now, so we'll try to get you updated on that as well. They're playing Pine Bluffs in their match, and that is going on in Casper at the Ford Wyoming Center. So that's a little bit about what's going on around the state. Also, just wanted to update you that we're going to get into the other
classes,
the other semifinal games going on around the state of Wyoming. And Ryan, we've already seen another Sheridan County team punch their ticket to the state championship next weekend. The Bighorn Rams are going to be playing in the state championship for the Class 2A. But as we take a look, Class 1A 6-man, both these games weren't really competitive. Little Snake River beat Hewlett 79-8. Little Snake River is going to Laramie for their 5th consecutive title game. Burlington, they beat Encampment 43-6, and the Huskies reached the title game for the 4th straight year.
So it's been a matchup 4 straight
years. Yep.
Yeah.
In Class 1A 9-man, Pine Bluffs with a big win over Lingle Fort Laramie, 65-15. And Hornets trailed 7-6, but then pulled away late for yet another trip to Laramie for the Hornets. And in the second quarter, Rocky Mountain leading Grable 19-8. So the winner of that game tonight will face Pine Bluffs in the 1A 9-man championship next Saturday. In the Class 2A, we do know next Friday at noon, the Bighorn Rams will play on the turf at War Memorial Stadium. They beat Thermopolis this afternoon 48-6. So they will get a chance to defend their 2A state title, and they will face Mountain View. Mountain View with a 52-14 win over Lovell. So the Mountain View Buffaloes go back to Laramie for their first state championship game since 2019. So Bighorn Mountain View for the 2A state title next Friday afternoon. We'll have that game for you right here on KWYO. In the Class 3A, Star Valley with a big win. They continue their long winning streak. They're over 30 games now that they've won in a row. They beat Lander 37-3. That is going to be Star Valley's fourth consecutive trip to Laramie as well. And currently in the second quarter, Cody and Riverton tied at 7. That game being played at Riverton. A very good Riverton team taking on a very good Cody team. So that'd be a heck of a game to be at as well. So, and then in the Class 4A at the half, Campbell County leading Cheyenne 7-6, and your Bronx leading Cheyenne Central 14-0. Next Friday and Saturday, the 5 state championship games will be held on the turf at War Memorial Stadium on Friday, Class 2A at noon. The Class 3A game will be at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. And then on Saturday, 1A 6-man will kick off at 10. 1A 9-man will be at 1 o'clock. And then the 4A state championship game will be at 4 o'clock next Saturday afternoon, live from War Memorial Stadium. We're going to take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have more of the Powderhorn halftime show, and we'll have the second half for you. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM.
At Camco Federal Credit Union, we offer all the banking functions you need with the personal touch you deserve. From our rewards checking and our share certificates to convenient online banking with our mobile app. Whether you need to remote deposit a check, pay a bill, or transfer funds, we make it easy. And when you need to talk to a real person, our friendly team is ready to assist you. Visit one of our branches or call us today at 307-682-6105. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, and equal housing lender.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming. With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters. At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust. From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself. When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2896.
One Health in Sheridan provides medical care, mental health, and other support services for the whole family. Our whole person approach serves children, adults, and seniors, and we accept patients with private insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and no insurance. From childhood immunizations and wellness checks to substance use treatment, visit One Health for same-day availability and an income-based sliding fee. Visit onechc.org/Sheridan for more information.
In a place where honesty and hard work define us, there's a bank that's fully invested in Wyoming. The banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan. We understand that business owners are the backbone of our communities. And whether you run a ranch, a restaurant, or a retail store, we're here to support you with a range of account options and personalized services without all the unexpected fees. Because when your business succeeds, our communities thrive. Visit buffalofed.bank for all your business banking needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They'll tell you nobody sells campers cheaper than them. Let me tell you, they're wrong. We do. Midway RV in Sheridan has new campers at the lowest prices in the country. Units won't last at these prices. Limited floor plans available, trade-ins welcome, financing ready. Midway has a floor plan for you. Hit the mountain road or back road for less. Stop by our newest showroom on Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan. Visit midwaycampers.com. Lowest prices in the country, right at your fingertips.
This Friday night, the Sheridan Bronc football team will look to punch their ticket to their 5th straight state championship game when they welcome in Cheyenne Central for their semifinal matchup at Homer Scott Field. If you can't make it up to the stadium or you're out of town, don't worry, Sheridan Media will bring you all the live action. You can listen on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, or you can watch the free live stream on SheridanMedia.com and on the Sheridan Media YouTube and Facebook pages. It's the Indians versus the Broncs for a trip to the state championship game this Friday with pregame at 5:30 and kickoff at 6.
It's cold and getting colder, but Farmers Co-op is ready to help you stay warm this winter with premium wood pellets for your stove and deliver your propane to your place. Heating your barn or shop? They have kerosene and #1 diesel for your portable heaters as well. And don't forget the feed supplements for your livestock to get them through the winter. Come in from the cold with Farmers Co-op, owned by those they serve at 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
This is Caleb Zier with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the Powderhorn Halftime Show. Shane and Ryan Parker bringing you live action from the 4A state semifinal football game. The Broncs leading here to the halftime 14-0 as we await the teams to be back on the field for the second half. Ryan, I know James Timberlake usually does the Powderhorn Halftime Show and brings you all the the high school results and then gets into a little bit of the regional stuff. But James was sick this week, so we're pulling the duty tonight. But he would right now he'd probably talk a little bit about Wyoming football and Denver Bronco football. And Wyoming's off this week; they've got a bye. They'll play their next game next Saturday at Fresno State. And I don't know if we want to talk about that debacle.
Well, I was just going to say we could probably wrap this up in about 2 minutes because the Pokes don't play. And I'm not sure that the Broncos or the Raiders played last night. When there's more penalties than first downs in a game, unacceptable football.
Yeah, unacceptable football.
And we're Broncos fans. And I'll take the win.
We'll take the W, but boy, that was
it was hard to watch.
A capital ugly from a football standpoint last night in the NFL. So, again, we will take the W. Anytime the Broncos can get a W, that's a good thing in my mind. But it was very, very ugly. But we're about a minute away from getting this thing back underway. The Broncs and the Indians are both back out on the field doing their halftime warm-ups now that they are required to do. And the Broncs, again, will get the second half kickoff and see if we can get some more fireworks coming in the way of the kickoff return. Breck Reed, see if we can get him loose here in the second half. But we're going to take another quick timeout. When we come back, we will have second half action for you. You're listening to Sheridan Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM.
Planning a project that requires block, brick, or stone? You need to contact the folks at Thompson Master Masons. They have the largest selection of brick and stone in town and 39 years of experience behind their work. Chances are, if it can be done, they've done it. Let Thompson's help you choose the best application for your specific project, residential or commercial. Give Thompson Master Masons a call at 672-7971 or stop by their showroom at 135 East 11th Street.
Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing, with offices in Sheridan and Casper, are ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. The Sheridan office of Michael Lansing and Nicole Soto provide competent local legal services focused on businesses, real estate transactions, estate planning, employee protections, trust litigation, and personal injury. Michael and Nicole will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights and are proud to support all local youth activities.
This year, First Northern Bank of Wyoming is celebrating an incredible milestone. 140 years of serving our Wyoming communities. For generations, we've been with our customers through every season of life, helping families, ranchers, and businesses thrive. From local lending to personalized service, we're proud to be your community bank and trusted partner. Whether you're starting your first loan or account, growing your business, or buying your dream home, we're here for you. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, proudly serving Wyoming communities for 140 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 402576.
When the Sheridan Broncs take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops, Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Bronx, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonewyo.com. Simply Stone, simply the best.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Shane and Ryan Parker bringing you live Bronx football action in the 4A state semifinals. The Bronx leading 14-0 here at halftime, and they will receive the second half kickoff when we get back underway. Both teams just finishing up their warm-up here. Ryan, 7-6 the score in at Campbell County. Campbell leading east as sounds like a little bit of snowfall, or maybe a little sleet, something falling over in Gillette made the grass over there. They're the only 4A team left in 4A football that still play on a grass field, and the East kicker slipped on the extra point, and that's the difference in that first half there.
And we've talked about this earlier in the year and in past seasons and whatnot, and it's tough when you have to chase that extra point, especially in a close game. So
we'll try to keep you updated on that one and all the other scores through the other classes as well. We do know that the 1A 6-man, 1A 9-man are all set. Also 2A is set. Actually, 1A 9-man is not set because Rocky Mountain and Grable are playing this evening. Not sure what's going on.
Well, Jack DeMana was down on the ground there after warming up, and now he's walking off with the trainers. He is walking off under his own power, though, but
they were checking on something.
They were doing some stretching, and all of a sudden he was outside the circle with a couple trainers next to him. So that'll be something we'll keep an eye on.
So here we go. The horn blows, and we are just about ready as Central's Dane Peterson will come out and kick this thing away, and it looks like the Bronx will start on the north end of the field, if I do believe. And yeah, the Bronx better watch for anything here. Central's going to be hungry to get the ball back, so they should watch for an onside kick attempt. But then if they don't get it, they give the Bronx great field position. So,
well, it's semifinals. It's win or go home, so you might as well pull all the tricks out of your bag at this point, and especially when you're down by 14. So it
looks like the Bronx are going to they will be going from north to south here at the football stadium. And Rogers and Reed will go back deep for the Bronx. Peterson will put this thing down at the 40-yard line. And we are just about ready to get things underway here in the second half, with a trip to Laramie and the state championship on the line. There's the whistle. And Peterson will boot this thing away. It's going to be taken at about the 10-yard line by Rogers. Rogers, right up the middle of the field, breaks the seam across the 40. He's going to hit midfield and into Central territory. He's tore down, and a flag comes in back at about the 45-yard line of Sheridan.
Man, they're going to get him for a hold.
Boy, that flag came in 20 yards behind where the action was.
I think it was the referee that threw it,
Rogers took the ball inside the Central 40-yard line. So this is 20 yards back. It's going to be a hold on the Bronx. So that's going to set the Bronx back in their own territory.
Great run back by Rogers.
At about the 36-yard line. That's where they'll put the ball down. And we saw Andrew Adams the entire first half, and now Blaine Phillips is coming in at quarterback for the Bronx.
It's kind of been quarterback by committee all year this year, so they've all gotten some reputable snaps. And
Breck Reed's going to split out here to the near side. Keegan Rager will line up at one of the tight end spots instead of in the backfield, and the Bronx will send 2 receivers to the far side. Phillips in the empty set.
And Haswell moved. On from his tight end position.
And Jeff Maury saying they weren't even to the line yet. So that'll before they ever snap the ball, it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Bronx. So 1st down and 15 at the 31-yard line. So what could have been a big explosive play to start the second half for the Bronx. They're going to bring Reed in motion. Phillips, the high snap. They fake it to him, and he'll take on one tackler out to the 34. And so Phillips gets 3 yards on 1st down. Well, give him 3. 2nd down and 12 for the Bronx. Right back to the same formation. 2 receivers to each side. Phillips now looks to the sidelines. Rager lined up in the backfield in the pistol. Haswell and Reed to the near side. I think it's Newman and Rogers out there to the far side with Rager in the backfield. Again, they bring Breck Reed. This time they fake the give to Reed. They tried to pull it and a fumble on the play.
I think Blaine got back on it.
Now the Bronx all the way back inside their 30-yard line to about the 29, 28. So the Bronx face a 3rd and 18 now. And Jackson Garrett goes off limping from his D-line spot. Phillips brings a man in motion. That's Rogers. Drops straight back, flares it out. It's going to be caught. Receiver going to be stood up inside the 35 at about the 34-yard line they're going to give him, and the Bronx are going to have to punt. Boy, first series here in the second half.
Boy, that didn't look good.
Not a pretty one for the Bronx. So the defense holds for Cheyenne Central. They're going to get the ball back. Cody now leading Riverton 13-7 at halftime. Breck Reed back to punt for the Bronx. The snap is good. And the punt is a good one. It's going to drive Dennison all the way back to the 21-yard line. He'll be grabbed right there and fight forward to about the 25 or 26.
Bronx had very nice coverage down there.
Good high punt by Reed. Allowed the Bronx coverage team to get down. They're gonna spot the ball right at the 25-yard line. And so Central will take over. They've started 3 drives at their own 25 tonight.
Yeah, Breck's done a nice job when he's had to punt of flipping the field, and we all know that, the Bronx want to make their opponent drive the length of the field.
So 9:41 left here in the third. Bronx leading 14-0 on the range scoreboard here in the third. Woods sends 2 receivers to the near side with a single back. They give that to the first back through, going to be tripped up after a gain of 1. That was the fullback, Campbell Smith. Keegan Rager out there defensively for the Bronx. So a gain of 1 makes it 2nd down and 9. And Central quickly back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to bunch 4 receivers tight to the formation to the left side. Only Teasley on the far side by himself. Now they shift Campbell Smith to the right side, and they hand it to him. Smith across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
Nice, powerful run right there. Just kept his legs driving.
Well, you have all 4 of those receivers that are lined up tight to that formation out there blocking. And actually, they give him the 32, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for Cheyenne Central as we approach 8.5 minutes left in the third. The big, tall receiver, Robbie Calvert, split now to the far or the near side. Teasley's in the slot. And Woods gets a second set of signs coming in. Smith will stay to the left side. This time they hand it to Smith again. He's going to have enough for the first down across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. So Cheyenne Central gets the initial first down of the second half and a new set of downs. So no running back Richards yet in this second half. I see him standing on the sideline over there. It looks like he's waiting to go in. But Tyrone Richards has not seen the field yet here in the second half. It's been the bigger back, Campbell Smith, on 3 straight plays here for Central. Woods, again, gives it to Smith. Smith hits the line of scrimmage and going to be stacked up there at about the 39-yard line. A pickup of about 2 on first down. So 7.5 minutes to go here in the third. Owen Matthews on the tackle that time for the Broncs. Woods taking his time getting the play from the coach. And defensively, the linebackers for the Broncs have done a nice job of coming up and filling that D-line, tying up the O-line and not allowing them to get to the backers. This time DeManna will go in motion. Woods. And the give is to Smith again. He tries to stretch it out. He's going to be grabbed from behind. Nice play that time. I think that might have been Sladen Bodanovich coming from, actually, that was Blaine Phillips coming from the backside. 3rd down and 5 for Cheyenne Central. 3rd and 5. And that is 6 straight carries for Campbell Smith. Or 5, that's 5 straight carries for Campbell Smith to start this third quarter. Woods now comes up out of the crouch and looks to the sideline. Now he calls out some assignments to his O-line. And we've got a delay of game. It's going to be a delay of game, or is it going to be a timeout?
Nope. They called it over here.
Nope. Well, the flag was out, but it looks like, did they get the timeout before the...
Okay.
So they did get a timeout, so we'll take timeout as well. It'll be a 3rd and 5 when we return. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
There's just something magical about Christmas at Mystic Tree Farm. Starting November 21st, the greenhouse comes alive with the scent of fresh evergreens, Nordman, Douglas, and Noble Firs, each waiting for that perfect home. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and Sunday, 11 to 5, closed Monday, Tuesday, and Thanksgiving. Come wander among the trees and sip a hot drink, nibble on a fresh cookie, and take home a beautiful 18 or 24-inch wreath. And during Sheridan's Christmas stroll, we'll be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with chili cookies and holiday charm. Bring the family and make a memory at Mystic Tree Farm, 114 Decker Road, just past North Main Interchange. Find us on Facebook.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, Bronx football here on KWYO. 14-0 Bronx with the lead over Cheyenne Central. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Actually, we're going to call it 3rd and 4. The ball's placed at the the Central 43-yard line. They've got to get to the 47, so 3rd down and 4. Teasley goes in motion. They fake the toss to him. Woods launches one downfield, and it's going to be grabbed, and a flag comes in again. It's intercepted, but it's going to be a pass interference.
That could be OPI, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it looked like that defender was holding.
And now they've got, there's 2 or 3 flags laying on the field.
It could go either way.
The offensive player wrapped his arms around the defender. So let's see what they call here.
Yeah, this is like flipping a coin as to which way it's going to go.
The ball was returned by Rogers out to the Central 45, and it looks like there might be a flag laying at the 45-yard line as well, right along the Central sideline, and there is. There's a flag laying there as well. So 3 flags on the field. The officials are talking it over. Do have an update. Cheyenne East now leading Campbell County 12-7 in the third quarter. They're going to call penalties on holding on the offense, pass interference on the defense. So the penalty is offset. And they're going to replay the third down. So Rogers does get called for the pass interference. But they do get a hold on the Indians as well. So replay the third down with 5:49 left here in the third. Woods
Nice
not going to
tackle.
get it. He kept the ball himself. And boy, what a play. Coming up to make the tackle from the linebacker spot was Braxton Crow, and it's going to be 4th down and 4, no gain on the play. And Central's going to line up to punt this ball away. Boy, the Bronc defense reading the keys, making that tackle quickly. Boy, that snap came quickly. And that's going to be I don't think Cheyenne Central was even set when that ball was snapped.
Yep, they're going to call a false start on him.
They snapped that really quick. So
now Sheridan will get even better field position, or should.
In the 1A 9-man, Rocky Mountain now leading Grable 25-14 at halftime.
Wow, that'd be a big upset.
So now it's 4th down and 9. Peterson calls for the ball, and the punt is away. And it takes a great bounce all the way back inside the 15-yard line. Breck Reed comes up, gets a block. He's down the near sideline, and now a flag comes in again at the 30-yard line. Reed's going to return this thing for the touchdown, but it's not going to count. Every time the Broncs get a big play, there's a penalty on the field. It happened last week as well.
It did.
We had 2 big touchdowns called back a week ago. A long one by Breck Reed, a long one by Blaine Phillips.
Yep.
Now this one's going to come back as well. I think they're saying a hold right at the 30-yard line, so the Broncs are going to get the ball at the 20.
Wow. Brutal.
Boy, the fans that are – there's not a lot of fans in the stands here tonight.
Actually,
it filled in pretty good. But, boy, they are not happy with these officials.
And there's a good contingency over there on the Cheyenne Central side. A lot of people made the trip up to support their Indians.
So a long punt return touchdown taken off the board for the Broncs. That's the second touchdown called back tonight. Well, maybe just the first. I guess we had the interception that he didn't quite get all the way back to the end zone. So Phillips brings a man in motion, calls for the ball. High snap, gets in behind that offensive line, takes on a tackler, and going to be run out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. They might give him the 25. So 4 or 5 yards there on first down.
Looks like they're going to give him the 25.
So 5 yards for Phillips there on first down. Second down and 5. 4:49 left here in the third. Torrey Phillips will be the receiver on the far side. And the Broncs line up with 2 tight ends. Inside handoff to Greer. Greer into the secondary across the 35 down to about the 38-yard line. So a good hard run by William Greer.
Nice job to just follow your blockers, man. That was a great hole busted open by that offensive line.
So William Greer gets his name called for the first time tonight. That's a first down for the Broncs out to the 39-yard line. So now Keegan looks like he's going to be the snap receiver here. Keegan Rager will be lined up at quarterback. And now they're going to set up the same formation to the other side. And see what they do here. He might just run this one this time. And he does. Gets in behind the blockers. Bounces at the 40. Tries to make a man miss. Gets down to about the 38, 39-yard line. A pickup of 2 on first down. Not a lot of room there for Rager. Good job by the defense to hem him in along the boundary.
Yeah, the defense did a nice job of kind of using that sideline as another defender.
But he was ruled inbound. So 2nd down and 8 for the Broncs. Reed will be the receiver to the near side. The Broncs set up in the exact same formation. Rager, again, the snap receiver. Now they flip Dillaway. He'll line up here on the edge of the formation. Rager brings a man in motion. That's Reed. And
they're going to blow it dead.
The Broncs are going to get called for a delay a game.
Boy,
the Bronc penalties are just mounting up. Wow.
And Maury talked about that, how they needed to limit the penalties after last week.
They've had a lot of penalties again tonight.
Yep.
Wind the clock with 3:23 left here in the third quarter. Broncs now facing a 2nd down and 13. Now they bring a man in motion. Keegan again. This time he flips it back to Reed. Boy, the defense read that perfectly, and Reed goes down. Jackson Garrett with a big tackle, dropping Reed clear back to the 31-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Broncs.
Yeah, wow. I'm just not sure what is happening here.
Well,
other than Cheyenne's playing good defense.
Well, they put in a new set of new set of plays this week where with the Wildcat, and I think they were wanting to run those, so they've been running them. They were gaining yards, just the penalties are setting them back. Now Phillips calls for the ball. He rolls to that far side. Phillips looking, takes on a tackler, and he's going to be run out of bounds. And there's a flag down as well. That's going to be a hold. I'm sure Cheyenne's going to decline that one. Maybe that's not a flag. I thought the flag was laying at about the 24-yard line. There's something laying at the 24-yard line. Oh yeah, it was a hold on the Broncs. Penalty declined, and the Broncs are going to punt this thing away. So 2nd series for the Broncs, and they go backwards again. And now Reed back to punt the ball away. Boy, the longer Cheyenne Central stays in this ball game, the more they believe. Reed. Got 2 men back standing at their own 20-yard line. Reed gets this punt away. It's not as good. It's going to take a good Bronc bounce at about the 20 or 30 and then roll inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. So a decent punt by Reed again. Flips the field away again. So Central will take over at their own 27-yard line with 2:10 left here in the third. As we try to wrap up this semifinal week. All these teams trying to fight to get to Laramie. Cheyenne East now leading Campbell County 19-7 in the third quarter. Woods rolls out, has Demana across the 35 to 37-yard line. It's going to be close for a first down on the first down play. And now Noah Newman gets up, shaking his head a little bit. He comes off the field. So a first down of 10 yards there on the rollout by Woods. Finds Jack Demana out of the backfield. This time they're going to give the ball to Richards. Richards finds a seam. He'll hit the 40-yard line and be driven down right. Actually, they're going to give him the 39. So Braxton Crow again comes up, makes the tackle along with Haswell at the 39, a gain of 2 on first down for Central with 1:33 left here in the third quarter. Bronx still leading 14-0 on the Range scoreboard. This time Teasley will split to the near side, and that 3-receiver bunch on the tight to the formation. The inside handoff to Richards, looking for a block, and he's going to be drilled down there. And that's going to be, I think that's Huffman. And again, no gain on the play. 3rd down and 8 now for Central.
This D-line has done a much better job of containing this running game.
Sam Huffman
this
just
third
got
quarter.
off his initial block and met Richards right at the line of scrimmage. And now Dennison will come in. Ty Resdorfer checks out of the ballgame for the Indians. This time they'll split 3 receivers to the far side. 4 receivers in the formation total. Richards in the backfield. Woods is going to roll to the near side and have a man that's going to be caught and run out of bounds is going to be Dennison, and that's into Bronx territory down to the 42-yard line of Sheridan. Haswell thought he got held in the backfield.
And from my vantage point, he might have a complaint, but bottom line is quarterback scrambled and found that receiver for the first down.
2:29 left here in the third. First down, Cheyenne Central. They've moved the ball better than Sheridan has here in the third quarter. Owen Woods in the pistol with Richards lined up in the eye behind him. This time they give it to him. He finds a hole. He's stood up right at the 35-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on first down for Richards.
Braxton Crow coming up once again.
Richards didn't carry the ball at all in that first drive. And here they've called his number a couple times, but that's going to be the end of the third quarter with the Bronx leading 14-0 on the Range scoreboard. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM.
Is Wyoming Corporate Office your one-stop shop for everything you need for your Wyoming-based business, LLC, or corporation formulation? Yes. Service of process and mail forwarding services? Indeed. Fulfill the legal requirements for small businesses based in Wyoming? Absolutely. Wyoming Corporate Office provides the communication between your business and the state, so you don't have to. Learn more by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com today.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, Ryan, we got 1 quarter left. Bronx looking to go to Laramie for the 13th time in 16 years.
That's unbelievable.
There's only been three years since 2009 when the game started. The championship game started being played in Laramie. They didn't go in 2012. They didn't go in 2013. And they didn't go in 2014.
And then the COVID year.
Then 2020, but that game wasn't played in Laramie.
Oh, true that. True.
So they're looking to go for their 13th time to the state championship game since 2009. They lead it 14-0 as we start the fourth quarter. Woods drops straight back, has a man down the middle, and it's caught, I think. Looks like it was caught down the center of the field at the inside the 10-yard line at the 9. That's Jack DeManna with the catch, setting up Central 1st and goal at the Bronx 9-yard line.
Wow.
Boy, Gage Rogers met the receiver right at the point of contact, and DeManna ripped that ball away and came down with the catch.
Woods did a nice job of just standing tall in the pocket and waiting for his receiver to get open.
Richards will be lined up to the left side of Woods. 2 receivers to the far side. Inside handoff to Woods, and he's scrabbed, and he keeps his feet driving down to the 5-yard line. Just kept going.
I think they're going to give him the 4.
Got a push from the offensive lineman, DJ Sayers. Right at the 5 is where they spot that down. 2nd and goal from the 5. See if the Bronx can get a stop here. They lead by a couple touchdowns, 14-0 on the Range scoreboard. We're in the fourth quarter, under 11 minutes to go here in the semifinal game. Teasley's going to split clear to the far side to the numbers. Richards will now move to the left side along with those two tight ends. Woods gives it to Richards. He looks inside. He's going to be drilled. Maybe not even got back to the.
Oh, the ball came out.
The ball came loose. And who has the ball?
Oh, I think they're saying he was down. That far side official,
Somebody threw a beanbag, but they're saying Central's going to stay with the ball. The official on the far side came in and said he was down.
Wow.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal now from just outside the 5-yard line.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, you're obviously in 4-down territory, not even worried about a field goal at this point.
This time it'll be Richards lined up behind Woods. And they fake it to him. Woods is going to roll to the end zone. It's knocked away. Good coverage out there by Breck Reed. And now it's 4th and goal for Cheyenne Central from the 6-yard line.
Let's see if these resilient Bronc defenders can get another stop. Last time Central was even this close, they got a field goal blocked. So
the ball's just outside the 5-yard line. 4th down and goal for Central. Owen Woods comes from talking with his coach, Apodaca. Two receivers to each side with Richards to the left side. They bring a man in motion. Woods rolls out, looking downfield, and he's going to be sacked. The Bronx stop it. Boy, the Bronx defense came with the blitz, and Woods had nowhere to go, and the Bronx are going to take over at their own 18-yard line.
Wow.
What a defensive stand that time by the Sheridan Bronx. The press box is pretty excited as well. So now the offense back out for the blue and gold.
Now let's see if we can get some offense going.
Andrew Adams back in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the near side. And Greer hits the hole across the 20 to about the 22, 23-yard line. So, 5 yards there on 1st down again for Greer. Now Keegan Rager will check back into the ballgame. We'll give him 4 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 23-yard line. And the Bronx are going to just take their time, try to run some clock here as we approach 9 minutes left here in the ballgame. Adams, again now with Keegan Rager. And the give is to Rager. Rager bounces down the line of scrimmage, falls forward maybe for a yard. That's going to bring up 3rd down for the Bronx. The Bronx have not had a 1st down yet here in the second half, I don't believe.
And if they did, it got called back.
A couple long ones called back here in the second half for sure. 3rd down and 6 for the Bronx. Adams with 3 receivers, actually 5 wide here in the set. And now we've got a flag and a false start on the Bronx. Another Sheridan penalty. Boy, that's going to move the sticks. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
If they end up pulling the, if things hold as is, they're going to have a lot of work to do next week in practice of cleaning up these penalties. The last 2 weeks have just been awful.
This is not a typical thing for the Sheridan Bronx. They are usually one of the least penalized teams. The last 2 weeks, very heavy penalty. This time it's going to be Liam Weber across the 25, run out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. That's going to be enough for the Bronx 1st down. Liam Weber with the big catch.
Nice.
Out to the 30. Andrew Adams just lobbed that over the defender.
Well, I thought he was going to Gage Rogers, and then it was sailed over his head, and Liam Weber just happened. Maybe that was the design of it. So, but great job by Liam.
So that gives the Bronx their first down here of the second half with 8:13 to go in the ball game. Two receivers go to the far side. Rager stays in the backfield with Adams. Haswell's in the slot with Rogers here along the near sideline. Looking inside. Now they're going down the field. Gage Rogers over his shoulder, and it's incomplete. They were going for a home run ball there. 2nd down and 10 now for the Bronx.
First time we've seen that tonight, where they're trying to go downfield.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Bronx. 8:08 remaining here in the ball game. Again, the Bronx leading 14-0 on the range scoreboard. 2 second-quarter touchdowns for the Bronx.
And that's it.
That's it on the scoreboard tonight. Adams, again, slow snap, but this time it's Rager. Rager right up the middle. He's to the midfield. Makes a move at the 40. Cuts it to the far side at the 30. Stiff arms a man and run out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. What a big hole. Keegan hasn't had many opportunities tonight.
No, they haven't used him much.
But, wow, what a big run for Keegan Rager.
And I was going to say, too, only being up 14, we haven't called Beck Haswell's name on offense tonight.
Right. They haven't used him in the Wildcat at all tonight. They've done that all year long.
Right. And maybe that's by design.
Campbell County and East still playing as well over in Gillette. East leading that ball game. Sheridan and East, if they both win, would be the 5th consecutive game, or fourth consecutive trip to Laramie for both teams.
Right. Four times in a row that they'll face off. And we all know what the outcome of the 4 prior have been.
So 7:42 to go. I'm not sure what. Oh, the clock is running. 2nd down and 3 for the Bronx after a 7-yard gain there on 1st down.
It's a nice hard run. I think that was William Greer again. Getting him a lot of touches in the semifinal game.
This time, William and Rager lined up on each side of Adams. Adams give inside again to Greer. Greer makes a man miss at the 15, and he'll have enough for the 1st down at the 14-yard line. Just got word that the Bighorn Lady Rams swept Pine Bluffs tonight, so Bighorn will play for the 2A state championship.
Against Sundance.
Sundance beat them in the regional championship a week ago.
And the Lady Rams are going for a 3-peat?
Yep. Oh, and there's a fault, or there's a
that's offsides on the defense.
Offsides on the defense there.
Encroachment, whatever you want to call it.
So Central's penalized. That'll make it 1st and 5 for the Bronx, just inside the 10-yard line. They're going to put the ball at the 9. With 6:59 to go here in the ball game, the Bronx 1st down and 5 at the Central 9-yard line. So the Bronx knocking on the door again. Adams, he's going to send a man in motion. That's Rager. Inside, actually, give the ball to Rager. Rager, he's in for the Sheridan Bronx touchdown.
Man, we've talked about this before. He went right, planted, and cut right back to the left, and it was wide. There was nobody there.
So the Bronx add to the score. Little extracurriculars going on there with an offensive lineman and one of the defensive ends as well. But 6:50 left here in the ball game. Keegan Rager goes in from 9 yards out. And the Bronx are looking good for another trip to Laramie. Greer on for the extra point. Snap's good, the hold's good, the kick is up, and it is good. With 6:50 left here in the ball game, it's the Bronx 21, Central nothing. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and on KFBC in Cheyenne.
Does the housing market cool down when the temperatures drop? Not at all. Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team at Best, and while others are sipping pumpkin spice lattes or peppermint mochas and dreaming of spring, smart buyers and sellers are making their best moves. Fewer listings means less competition. Serious buyers and sellers are ready to deal. Plus, Homes look their coziest in fall and winter. Don't let the season fool you. Whether you're buying or selling, the best time is right now. Call us at 675-BEST or visit bestwy.net today.
Hi, this is Jeff Tomlinson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports. Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Sheridan Bronc football here on KWYO. Also listening in from Cheyenne on KFBC. 6:50 remaining here in the 4A state semifinal game. The Broncs leading 21-0 on the range scoreboard. Cheyenne East leading Campbell County 19-9 over in Gillette. Looks like Campbell must have got a safety to give them 9 points. That game has now entered the fourth quarter as well. Back deep, Richards and Keenan Dennison for the Indians. William Greer has it teed up. And there is the boot. It's going to be short. It will be DeMana, and he'll catch it at the 5. He's going to go up the far sideline, cut it back inside, across the 20-25, and he's going to be knocked down there about the 27-yard line. Boy, good run back by Dennison. Boy,
I think he thought it was going to go out of bounds, and then it kind of took a bounce and right up into his hands. And so but he made a good return.
So Central takes over at their own 27-yard line with 6:42 left in this ball game. And the defense has shown up tonight for the Broncs. I mean, they've given up some yards, but boy.
When they've needed to be big, I mean, they've kept Central off the scoreboard with a blocked punt and then a huge sack.
On fourth down, yeah.
Yep.
This time it's Richards. He hits the line of scrimmage into the secondary, across the 35 before the Broncs can bring him down at about the 36. That's going to be a 9-yard pickup for Tyrone Richards. He really keeps his legs going.
Yeah.
He really pushes the pile forward.
I mean, he's been the majority of their offense tonight.
Yeah.
And I think I did say a blocked punt when I meant a blocked field goal there and right at halftime.
So 6:15 to go here in the ball game. Bronc defense gets lined up. 2 receivers come to the near side. Owen Woods and the pitch outside to Richards. Has a seam. Cuts it inside at midfield. And Breck Reed makes a nice tackle right inside Bronc territory at the 49. That's enough for a Central first down. So the Bronc starting defensive line comes back in. They had some backups in there for that play. All the linebackers still in the ballgame as well. Woods. And the inside handoff to Richards. Richards cuts it inside, back into another big pickup about 7 yards. We'll give him 6 yards on first down. William Greer, I think, was the first guy there for the Broncs.
Man.
Also Liam Weber. 5.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Clock keeps ticking away. This time it'll be 3 receivers bunched at the hash mark to the near side. Woods, wide receiver screen out there. It's going to be picked off. Gage Rogers. No, that's Breck Reed. He's going to take it to the house. 10-5, touchdown, Sheridan.
Pick 6, baby.
Boy, he threw that down the line like a wide receiver screen, but the ball floated on Owen Woods, and Breck Reed just read that perfectly, picked it off, and it was just green grass.
Yeah, no one was going to catch him.
That's a 50-yard interception return for the touchdown.
And no flags. Defense coming up big once again when they needed to.
So William Greer will come on after the 50-yard pick 6 by Breck Reed. And now whistles. And what do we got here? We had
offsides on the defense.
Offside. Did somebody line up in the neutral zone?
Yep. Do you still kick or do you go for 2?
I think you still got to kick this, don't you?
Yeah.
So the Broncs have 26 seniors on this squad, 25, I think, 25 seniors that are trying to go all 4 years.
Well, most of them didn't go as a freshman.
Well,
but
they're seniors. And
yes.
The Broncs are going for their 5th consecutive state championship. The kick is up and good. So with 5:04 remaining here in the ball game, it's the Broncs 28, Cheyenne Central nothing. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO at 106.9 FM.
Range is giving thanks to local businesses that make living here the best. This year, we thank the Sheridan County YMCA, the Hub on Smith, Teriyaki Madness, Java Moon, and the Sheridan Seed Company for all they do. Range is donating to organizations chosen by these businesses to help spread joy and thanks this season. Live your West life. That's the motivation for everything we do at Range. Learn more at range.net/gives-thanks.
This is Cheston Feaster with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Bronc Football. 5:04 left here in the ballgame. The Broncs now leading 28-0, and Ryan, that might have been the nail.
Yeah,
the final nail in the coffin with 5 minutes to go. I mean, there'd be a lot go wrong over the next 5 minutes.
And the way that this Bronc defense has come up big in big plays tonight, I just don't see it happening.
So William Greer has it teed up, ready to go. Back deep again is going to be Richards and Dennison. And Greer's been kicking it to Dennison most of the night. They don't want anything to do with Tyrone Richards returning kicks. So Greer's kick right down the middle, and it will be Dennison from the 2. Dennison goes to the far side of the field, hits the seam. He's across the 15 to the 20, 25, and now dropped down at about the 30 or 31. Just kept the pile pushing out across the 30-yard line. And they might say he was right at the 30. So yeah, they're gonna put it down at the 30-yard line with 4:54 to go. Central will come back out with their offense. And the Bronc defense has just put one together tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, Central has moved the ball against the defense, but when it's mattered, the Broncs have made the bigger plays.
Right. So Woods gives it to
that's going nowhere.
Richards, and he's going to be stacked up, no gain, maybe even, actually they're going to give him the 30-yard line, but the defense, actually that wasn't Richards that time. That was Davian Gallegos.
I think that was Cooper Lynn that came up there to kind of force him back inside. And
so Gallegos was the ball carrier, no gain there on first down. 2nd down and 10. 4 receivers in the formation with Smith in the backfield with Woods. Smith will be lined up to the right side. And the inside handoff, cuts it across the 35 to about the 36. Give him 6 yards there on 2nd down. I'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Obviously 4-down territory for Central.
And at one point, do you think Central might start using their timeouts?
They've got 3 left. Actually, no, just 2. They did have to burn 1 before that 4th down play on the last drive. Dennison will go to the far side, lined up in the slot. Teasley here to the inside to give to Smith. Smith hit and dropped at the 40-yard line. They're going to give him the 41, enough for the 1st down. Willis Long, the tackler for the Broncs, as the Broncs get some of the younger guys in there on defense. Colton Phillip in the ball game. I see Sladen Bodanovich also in the ball game. Cooper Lynn in there as well. And some young guys in on the D line as well. Liam Weber also in at linebacker for the Broncs. 3:15 to go here in the ball game. Demana goes in motion. Woods pitches it out to Richards. Richards cuts inside to midfield and going to be dropped right there. It's a gain of 9 on the play into Bronc territory. A 3A score coming in. Riverton now leading Cody 14-13 in the third quarter. That game has not yet reached the fourth quarter. Campbell County has scored. East now leads Campbell County 19-16. This time, pass right down the middle, caught and dropped. Woods hits his big tight end, Ty Resdorfer. That's going to be enough for the first down to the Bronx 31-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go. The clock continues to wind. Teasley will check out this time for Central. They fake the give. Now right down the middle is Reisdorfer again. Reisdorfer going to be caught and tackled at the 10. That's going to be enough for another Cheyenne Central first down. First and goal Central at the Bronx 10-yard line. So two big pass plays right down the middle to the big tight end has Central set up first and goal.
Well, Bronx have been in this position before, but they're up 28 points. So
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes left in this ball game. First and goal for Cheyenne Central. They shift their big tight end to the far side of the field. Give it to Richards. Richards going to be grabbed at the 5, and he's going to be just shy of the goal line down at the 1-yard line. So the Bronx backups are giving up chunks of yardage here to the Central starters. But this game is all but over. 1.5 minutes to go before the Bronx make another trip to Laramie for a fifth consecutive state championship game. 28-0. Woods, actually they give first down, and the
knees in.
Wildcat back is going to be Tyler Finoff, and he takes it in for the Central touchdown. So with 1:09 left here in the ball game, Tyler Finoff goes in from 1 yard out. And Peterson will come on for the extra point. Snap holds good, and the kick is up, and it is good. With 1:09 left here in the ballgame, it's Cheyenne Central 28. Or excuse me, it's Sheridan 28, Cheyenne Central 7. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO at 106.9 FM.
We all know what number 1 and number 2 are, but have you ever gone number 3? Well, if you have and you now need someone to come and fix your plumbing, there's only one call to make. A+ Plumbing has seen and dealt with it all over the years, and they will not judge you. Give them a call at 672-9454 and let them take care of your number 3. After all, they are number 1 in the number 2 business. A+ Plumbers, 672-9454.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. We're 1:09 away from the Sheridan Bronx advancing to their 5th consecutive state championship game and their 13th time since 2009 to play for a state title. I mean, who else does that?
Right?
I mean, it is.
Wow. We talked about earlier, 18 years in a row that they're in this ball game.
Yeah,
the semifinals.
Yep.
So, obviously, Central's going to onside this, so Sheridan's got their hands team
Peterson
out
has
there.
it teed up. It does. It takes a bounce, and the nice job the Bronx got on it. And Central does have a couple timeouts, but the hands team, or the victory formation squad, will come out for the Bronx with 1:08 left here in the ball game. And the Bronx will have to take a knee just a couple times here. And this one will be over. Coming up on the First Federal Bank and Trust postgame show, we'll run down all the semifinal scores, and we will hear from head coach Jeff Maury as he will come up to the booth and visit with us on the postgame show. And Andrew Adams did just take a knee, so it will be, they'll have to snap it one more time, and then this ball game will be officially over. All right, you ready to make another trip to Laramie?
Why not? We've gone to Cheyenne twice, Rock Springs once, and might as well
make another trip south.
Yeah. It's always a good time.
So there is the snap of the ball, and the Sheridan Broncs win this thing 28-7 and advance to the 2025 Wyoming Class 4A State Championship game, where they will face the winner of the Cheyenne East Campbell County game. And we'll see if that one has gone final yet. Last update, East was leading. Actually, Campbell County has now taken the lead 22-19 in the fourth quarter. So East is now leading, or Central is now leading, or excuse me, Campbell County is now leading East 22-19 in the fourth quarter. Cody's leading Riverton 21-14. And in that 1A 9-man game, Rocky Mountain leading Grable 32-28 in the fourth quarter. So
wow, lots of close games.
We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll run down all the semifinal games, and we'll hear from head coach Jeff Maury. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Mossholders Design Center is running its final dining room sale of the year. That means you can save on all in-stock dining room furniture and have a brand new look in time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mossholders also has a large in-stock selection of bar stools, so you can add seating for all your guests this holiday season. Even if you can't find your perfect set in-store, Mossholders is discounting all special orders too, so you can order the style that best fits your home. Shop early for the best in-stock selection and have it in time for the holidays. That's Mossholders Dining Sale going on now. Mossholders, furniture is our passion.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO Sports Cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards, including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Wherever you are, you'll find a branch of Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. And here's why. If you have a Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union account and a smartphone or other mobile device, visit SheridanCreditUnion.com. Download the free app, and your smart device becomes an internet mobile banking device with all kinds of banking features. So, regardless of your location, Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union is in the palm of your hand. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The Sheridan Rec District's beginner tennis program is here. Learn the game in a fun, supportive setting with tennis pro Scott Dickey, bringing 35-plus years of coaching and club management experience from Southern California. Adults meet Mondays or Thursdays, 9 to 10 a.m. Middle school classes are Thursdays, 4:15 to 5:15 or 5:30 to 6:30. Classes start November 10th and space is limited, so register now. Call the Sheridan Rec District at 674-6421. Looking to jumpstart a high-paying career without a four-year degree? At Sheridan College, their career and technical education programs offer hands-on training in everything from welding and agriculture to healthcare and advanced manufacturing. Get real-world experience, learn from industry pros, and graduate ready to join the workforce. With small class sizes, one-on-one faculty support, and scholarships, Sheridan College sets you up for success. Visit sheridan.edu/tech to explore programs, request info, and apply today. Sheridan College, your career starts here.
Looking to get rewarded just for spending? With our You Choose debit cards reward program, you can earn points every time you swipe. Redeem your points for cash back, gift cards, travel, and more. It's your money. It pays to spend smarter. Enroll today and make your debit card work as hard as you do. Visit Security State Bank today and start earning with You Choose rewards at no cost to you. Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
Yes, Wyoming. 1 minute you're melting like ice cream in August, the next you're colder than an ice fisherman's backside in January, and your dog's stolen all the blankets. Luckily, Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning has your backside. Carl knows Wyoming weather better than anyone. Then he'll keep your home comfy whether Brutus gives back those blankets or not. Call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning today or find us in the Country Bounty Business Directory. Carl, making homes comfortable no matter how moody Wyoming weather gets.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Your Sheridan Broncs are on their way to their 5th consecutive state championship game as they have defeated Cheyenne Central here in the 4A semifinals 28-7. Good crowd down on Homer Scott Field celebrating this semifinal win. Ryan, win number 54 in a row.
And number 34 at home.
Yep, Jeff Maury now moves to 85-9 in his 8th season here as the head coach of the Broncs. So just continued dominance.
Yep.
And again, looks like as we go forward here, still that game in the 4th quarter, Campbell County leading East 22-19. Not sure how much time is left in that ballgame. Cody leading Riverton 21-14. And the last update we had, Rocky Mountain leading Grable in that Class 1A 9-man game 32-28. That game was also in the 4th quarter. So
3 very close games left.
3 close games still being played as boy, that was just a 2-hour football game here. Went pretty quick. The Broncs again win this thing 28-7. And as we take a look at how the scoring went tonight, nothing going in the first quarter for really either team. Both teams punted a couple times, and then the Broncs got the ball back at the end of that first quarter and then drove down, and Adams hit Breck Reed on a 43-yard screen pass, and Reed did most of the damage himself. Took it in from 43 yards out. William Greer's kick was good, and the Broncs led 7-0. And then with 8:29 left in that first half, Gage Rogers got a punt return, caught that ball, went 62 yards for the touchdown. William Greer's kick was good, and the Broncs led 14-0 at halftime.
Yeah, pretty uneventful first quarter, but kind of like we talked about, they were kind of just feeling each other out and going to see what, and then the Broncs did what they needed to do. A nice blocked field goal to end that first half to keep Cheyenne Central scoreless.
Off the board, yeah. Nothing, again, we went to the second half. The first 2 Broncs series of the second half were ugly. Penalties set them behind the chains. Broken plays set them behind the chains. They ended up having to punt a couple times in that third quarter and really had no offense in the third quarter at all. But the Broncs were able to put together a good drive to start that fourth quarter, and Keegan Rager, after a good methodical drive down the field, the Broncs were able to put a 9-yard touchdown run by Keegan Rager. William Greer's kick was good, and the Broncs led 21-0. And then on the ensuing drive by Cheyenne Central, they had gotten a couple first downs, and then they tried their own screen pass. The ball kind of fluttered on Owen Woods, and Breck Reed saw that thing and went and jumped the route and caught that thing with nothing but green grass in front of him and had a 50-yard interception return for the touchdown. And William Greer kicked the extra point. The Broncs led 28-0 with 5:04. That was kind of the nail in the coffin at that point. And then the Broncs subs came in, and Central was able to put together a final drive and scored with 1:09 left in the ballgame. Tyler Finoff ran one in from 1 yard out. Dane Peterson kicked the extra point. The final score, 28-7. The Broncs will go back to War Memorial Stadium. And, you know, Ryan, we talked about this. They were there in 2009, 10, and 11. So then 12, 13, and 14, they took the years off. They were not able to put one together to get to the state championship game. And then since then, every game that has been played in Laramie since 2015, the Broncs have been in that state championship game. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. In 2020, the COVID year, the Broncs did not make the state championship game, but it wasn't played in Laramie. It was played at Cheyenne East High School against Thunder Basin. Cheyenne East won that state championship game. And then the Broncs have been there 21, 22, 23, 24, and now in 25. But East has been there 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. They've been 5 years. This would, if they end up pulling that game out, it would be 6 years in a row for Cheyenne East.
Yeah.
So the Broncs and the Thunderbirds have dominated Class 4A for the better part of this century.
Yeah.
So, again, the Bronx win this thing 28-7. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we will have head coach Jeff Maury here on the First Federal Bank and Trust postgame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Doug, is that snow I see on the mountain?
Yep, it's a reminder that Ball tires and Wyoming winners don't mix.
So the tire sale continues?
Absolutely. Buy 3, get the 4th for just $1 through November.
That's cheaper than gloves you'll lose in the parking lot.
They'll be right where you left them, too, on your car.
Get in and get your tires on now before winter snow hits. Wearing Chevrolet online, wearingsheridan.com.
Leaves crunching, kettles whistling, football helmets colliding, families chattering, the sounds of fall. Hearing loss can be a subtle thief, taking away these precious sounds and others that make our lives so rich. If you think you or a loved one may be struggling, please call our office to schedule your free hearing test and consultation. There is nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let the changing seasons encourage you to make a positive change for better hearing. Call 674-8920 on the web at ebahearing.com or visit on Coffeen Avenue, right next to Sherwin-Williams.
You know what makes a big difference in life?
I know, making smart money choices.
That's why First Federal Bank and Trust partners with local schools and organizations to teach financial basics.
They make it fun and interactive with free materials, bank tours, and real conversations.
And we tailor everything to fit your classroom or group.
I want to get started right now.
You can learn more at efirstfederal.bank. First Federal Bank and Trust.
Investing in strong financial futures.
Enjoy comfort and convenience in this 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome designed for 55-plus living. Open floor plan, fireplace, private suite with walk-in closet, plus low-maintenance living, and a great community amenities. This is a very affordable downsizing option for you. Call me, Dolly Bellis with Buffalo Realty, ERA powered at 751-8261. See 306 G Street online at buffalorealtyllc.com.
Need a checking account, a home loan, business banking? Hi, I'm Brittany Sorensen from First Bank of Wyoming. You don't have to go to different places for these services. First Bank of Wyoming has it all under one roof. From simple personal banking to more complex business loans, we make managing your money simple, convenient, and stress-free. One bank, every service, all for you. First Bank of Wyoming, your one-stop financial partner.
First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC.
At Camco Federal Credit Union, we offer all the banking functions you need with the personal touch you deserve. From our rewards checking and our share certificates to convenient online banking with our mobile app. Whether you need to remote deposit a check, pay a bill, or transfer funds, we make it easy. And when you need to talk to a real person, our friendly team is ready to assist you. Visit one of our branches or call us today at 307-682-6105. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming. With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters. At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust. From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself. When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2896.
Doug, is that snow I see on the mountain?
Yep, it's a reminder that Ball tires and Wyoming winners don't mix.
So the tire sale continues?
Absolutely. Buy 3, get the 4th for just $1 through November.
That's cheaper than gloves you'll lose in the parking lot.
They'll be right where you left them, too, on your car.
Get in and get your tires on now before winter snow hits. Wearing Chevrolet online, wearingsheridan.com.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field, where the Sheridan Bronx are going to make another trip to Laramie and fight for a 4A state championship game for the fifth consecutive year, winning 4 straight and our 54th consecutive game tonight. And head coach Jeff Maury now joins us on the postgame show. And Coach, this feeling that you have right now probably never gets old, does it?
No, I think Ryan Sullivan brought it up a couple years ago, and somebody posted on social media, doesn't it get old, Sheridan? And absolutely not. I mean, you see the kids out there taking pictures, and our injured kids. We had a young man get a knee surgery yesterday, and he was at the game today. The pride they take in the team and what they do is a lot of fun, and so that doesn't ever get old.
Let's talk about the game. Obviously, things didn't start out the way you wanted to. Defensively, you were strong all night, but offensively, again, kind of like last week, you kind of sputtered out of the gate and didn't really get things going on that first drive. Ended up having to punt, but thankfully your defense held, and they had to punt a couple times. You got the ball back and put together a drive. Well, you hit that big play to Breck and got things kind of going.
Yeah, he's always got that big play potential whenever, and you see it on offense and defense. He's fun to watch, and we need to get him the ball and got to do a better job of getting him in space. But, we struggled offensively really kind of all night. The last drive was a good run drive and finished strong. But Cheyenne Central had a good game plan. They came out and they were marching the ball down the field. Our defense played well, but they were getting lots of first downs. I think they probably had 70 offensive plays. We maybe had 30 would be my guess. And so we had 10 plays at halftime offensively was all, and the punt return was huge, so we don't get the ball back there. But, at the end of the day, our team played I don't care if it's offense, defense, special teams that does it. Tonight it was defensive and special teams, and our offense didn't hurt us. We didn't turn the ball over or do anything dumb, and so I was really pleased with the guys that are just team effort all the way across, and to come away with a win. Cheyenne, a good Cheyenne Central team is something they should be proud of. They get another trip to Laramie, and it doesn't get old, that's for sure.
These guys, obviously, with the streak that the Broncs have been on, these guys were in 8th grade, maybe even younger than that, the last time the Broncs didn't play in a state championship game. So that's all they know.
Yeah, it is all they know. I mean, and I think we as coaches talk about it a lot. I think it's hard for these kids. There's a lot of pressure on them, and we talk about it. The fans in the community are awesome. But they're always worried that you're going to win, and it's not about winning, it's about playing our best, and and if we do that and look up at the end of the game and see the scoreboard, as long as we played our best, we're going to be okay. And so these guys know no different than a trip to Laramie, and so I'm sure people had their hotel rooms reserved, and I would hope we get a good crowd down there. I think our coaches mentioned it today that sometimes I think sometimes our fans are used to it and maybe don't travel as much as they used to. You saw Cheyenne Central had a great crowd over there. You haven't been in the semifinals very often, and the big crowd shows up. So I just hope that we get a great crowd and come support our kids because they've worked hard.
They have worked really hard. Kind of like last week, penalties jumped up and took away a couple of big touchdown plays again tonight for you. That's something you've got to get cleaned up this week.
Absolutely. Some people say they might be bad calls. Well, I think we've got to adjust is what we've got to do. And whether we think they're holdings or not, the hanky's on the field and it's a holding. And so we've got to get things corrected because that's way too many penalties. We've just got to get cleaned up. And some of them are silly mistakes, and other ones they're trying hard. You know, those holding plays, they're trying hard, but we've just got to keep our hands inside and know when to let go.
I thought the biggest, obviously, the blocked field goal at the end of the first half just kind of took their wind out of their sails going into halftime. And I thought, we get the ball to start the second half, we go down, but things didn't go offensively. But then on the big stand on fourth down, you guys looked like you must have blitzed and caught them, and you were able to keep them out of the end zone. I thought that was probably the biggest play of the game.
Yeah, that was a huge play. Coach McEwen dialed up a good blitz, and we got pressure back there, and he was on his heels, which was awesome. The play for Noah, blocking that field goal, they put a good drive together in the last little bit, and they converted 2 fourth downs. It was a 17-play drive and converted 2 fourth downs. And that, that blocked field goal is really disheartening. When you're an offense and you have a 17-play drive and don't come away with points, That's I think maybe harder than a 3 and out. And Noah, has done a great job every single game this year coming off the edge hard, and he does it again, and he timed it up and sold out and made a huge momentum play for us right before halftime.
I thought that was big, and then obviously the sack on 4th down kept him out of the end zone, because that would have made it a 14-7 game, and then anything happens at that point.
Yeah, we go into halftime with a 2-score game. We feel pretty comfortable, but that 1-score game gets really tight. And and we, like you said, we didn't move the ball super efficiently. I don't know, we only had a handful of first downs even. So, got some things to improve on, of course. And some people say the hay's in the barn. We don't think the hay's in the barn. We're going to break this film down as much as we have any other game, and we'll go to work and we'll put a good game plan together. And our guys lock into that game plan. They did a good job watching film and understanding what we needed to have happen, and they did it.
Because no matter who you get next week, Campbell was leading. Campbell County has beaten Cheyenne East.
Oh, wow.
So it will be Campbell County. With all the turmoil they've been through in the last couple days, we've been talking a little bit about losing their head coach. They put one together tonight to get the win. But we played them here just a few weeks ago. They're a very solid football team.
They're a very good football team, very talented, can sling the ball all over. They've got good receivers, and their defense is stout. They had some turmoil, and I feel bad for that situation. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's never a good situation you want to see any high school in. And credit to those coaches and players for rallying the troops and getting it done, because I know Coach Goff had his guys ready to roll. So they must have played well. I'll be interested to watch the film.
So the 2 North teams will go to the South and play a game next Saturday at 4.
It'll be old school Sheridan versus Campbell County again, and it'd be at the War though. I think the last time we played them was before Thunder Basin was around. I think it was 2015. We played them at the War Memorial, and so they had a very good football team then, and they got a very good football team now.
Well, congratulations once again. Go enjoy this one, and we'll get back with you next week.
Sounds good, Shane. Thanks.
Head coach Jeff Maury here on the postgame show. Again, the Broncs win this thing 28-7, and will make another trip to Laramie to play at War Memorial Stadium. This will be the 13th trip to War Memorial Stadium since the game started being played there in 2009. Just something that really no other school can even come close to talking about. 13 trips in 15 years, if you don't count the